とで読み直しているで読み直しているだけがで読み直しているで読み直してで読み直しているで読み直しているで読み直しているエキスしたいとで読み直しているで読み直しているだけがで読み直しているしたいとで読み直しているで読み直しているだけがで読み直しているで読み直してで読み直しているで読み直しているで読み直しているエキスしたいとで読み直しているで読み直しているだけがで読み直しているで読み直している
Live from Hyde Stadium as the Pierre Trappers take on the Western Nebraska Pioneers in game number 5 of the second half of the season for the Trappers. For the Pioneers, it will be game number 4. Yesterday's game being rained out due to field conditions after storms passed through the Pierre area. The day off for both the Trappers and the Pioneers on July 5th. That game will be made up later this month, a doubleheader to be coming on July 29th between the Pioneers and the Trappers. So they'll play 2 this series, 1 today and 1 tomorrow, before the Trappers will continue their homestand. The Pioneers make their second trip to Pierre, and the second time these two teams will face off. They split their 2-game series all the way back at the end of May, including the Trappers coming back with a 3-run 8th inning to defeat the Pioneers. Since then, the Pioneers have caught fire, including an 11-game winning streak to win the first half of the Clark Division, sit at 25-9 tonight, with a 2-1 record in the second half of the season. The Trappers, meanwhile, sit at 10-23, winners of their last game against Sioux Falls. They are 1-3 in this half of the season. Starting lineups for the Pioneers, they'll lead things off with number 7, Eric Smelko, the center fielder. Then batting second, the right fielder, number 11, Jack Wagner. Batting third, the left fielder, number 20, Alex Zerfus. Batting fourth, the DH, number 22, JT Walden. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 27, Jake McGee. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 18, Tyler Davis. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 15, Jonathan Simrot. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 1, Kellen Rutz. And batting ninth, the shortstop, number 3, Jared Mazzaferro. On the mound for the Pioneers will be number 23 and Carson Ohl. For the Trappers, they'll lead things off with the designated hitter, number 33, Caden Cardoso. Batting second, the shortstop, number 22, Patrick Connor. Batting third, the center fielder, number 6, Eric Mast. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 30, Colin Adams. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 17, Ty Stoss. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 28, Joey Bramante. Batting 7th, the left fielder, number 5, Andrew Kim. Batting 8th, the third baseman, number 3, Braden Cordes. And batting 9th, the right fielder, number 1, Richie Williams. On the mound tonight for the Trappers in just his second start of the season, number 13, Brendan Perez. Perez had a decent start in his last appearance on the mound. Pitched against the Souris Valley Saberdogs, pitching 4 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. Walking 3 and striking out 3, but in his lone start, pitched 5 innings and did a decent job on the mound for the Trappers. Meanwhile, Carson Ohl is 100% all-star caliber as we start looking towards the all-star game at the end of the month. Ohl in 6 appearances, all 6 of them starts, has a 4-1 record with a 2.40 ERA in 33 2/3 innings pitched. He's only walked 3 batters while striking out 35. He got the no decision in his last appearance in 5 2/3 innings pitched, allowing 10 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned. We'll take a break for the national anthem and be back here for our first pitch between the Western Nebraska Pioneers and the Pierre Trappers.
Now, baseball fans, if you would now please stand and remove covers, we honor our nation's color and honor those who gave their lives for our freedom. Those still deployed and those who have returned safely. Those in attendance are reminded that proper respect is to remove any headgear and stand at attention with your hand over your heart. Retired military and active duty personnel in uniform may salute the flag. Tonight's anthem is being performed by Dasha Schroeder.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the monsters singing air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, the national anthem has been sung, and that means it's time to play ball here from Hyde Stadium between the Western Nebraska Pioneers and the Pierre Trappers. We'll take a look at the defensive lineup for the Pierre Trappers and the batting order for the Western Nebraska Pioneers before we begin today's ball game. Taking a look at the defensive lineup for the Pierre Trappers. In left field, they'll have Andrew Kim in just his 3rd game for the Trappers. In center field, Eric Mast. In right field, Richie Williams. At third base, Braden Cordes. At shortstop, Patrick Connor. At second base, Ty Stoss. At first base, Joey Bramonti. On the mound will be Brendan Perez. And behind the plate is Colin Adams. For the Western Nebraska Pioneers, their batting order one more time before we get things started here at Hyde Stadium. They'll lead things off with the center fielder, number 7, Eric Smelko. Smelko has been swinging a hot bat recently, getting a hit in each of his last 18 games he's appeared in. Batting second will be the right fielder, Jack Wagner. Then the left fielder, Alex Surface. The DH, JT Walden. The third baseman, Cade McGee. The catcher, Tyler Davis. The first baseman, Jonathan Simrot. The second baseman, Kellen Rutz. And the shortstop, number 3, Jared Mazzaferro. On the mound for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, as we'll see in the next half inning, will be number 23 in Carson Ull. First game in 2 days for both the Pioneers and the Trappers after a scheduled day off on July 5th. And then a rainout yesterday. Can still see some of the effects of that rainout with some darker spots in the infield here at Hyde Stadium. See if that has any effect on the gameplay. Western Nebraska has been hot recently, including an 11-game winning streak. They had a 2-1 series against Canyon County in Caldwell, Idaho, and have started the second half of the season 2-1. Meanwhile, the Trappers sit at 1-3, trying to climb back on the now division-leading Sioux Falls Sunfish, who are 6-1 in the second half of the season. That lone loss for the Sunfish in the second half on the 4th of July against the Pierre Trappers. These two teams met up once before. It was all the way back at the end of the month of May when the Trappers and Pioneers split a 2-game series. This was also supposed to be a 2-game series between the Pios and the Trappers. However, things changed. After a rainout yesterday, a doubleheader will now be played the next series that the Pioneers come to visit, which will be on July 29th. So once more, just a 2-game set between the Pios and the Trappers. Leading things off will be number 7 in Eric Smelko, the center fielder. Eric Smelko, a sophomore out of St. Mary's playing for the Gales, enters today's game with an 18-game hitting streak. Brennan Perez on the mound in 7 appearances and 1 start has an 0-2 record with a 6.75 ERA. He's walked 28 batters, striking out 19. So the first pitch, Brennan Perez kicks and fires on the high and outside part of the plate for strike number 1. Umpires in today's ballgame in the field will be Alex Shoemaker, and behind the plate, Matt Beaver. Pitch misses from Perez will even the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Taking a look back at that last series between the Trappers and the Pioneers, nobody really knew what these teams looked like as another pitch will miss high for ball 2. The Trappers were coming off a day off from another rainout against the Hastings Sodbusters, who they'll see later this week. First game, Western Nebraska ran over the Trappers as another pitch will go high. 3 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Eric Smelko. It was a close game until the final third. The Pioneers put up 1 in the 7th, then 4 in the 8th, and 6 in the 9th to put the game away. 14-5 the final in that one back on May 28th. The 3-1 by Perez on the way. Outside ball 4, and the leadoff runner will get on for the Pioneers. Perez had 1 bad game with control, walked a lot of batters. Could not recover, or has been recovering since then. However, his walk to strikeout ratio is still 10 over in favor of walks. It will bring up the right fielder, number 11, Jack Wagner. Went 0 for 1 in his last game against the Spuds. With 3 walks, he bats .400 on the year, with Smelko standing at first base. First pitch will go low for ball number 1. That second game between the Pios and the Trappers on May 29th, the Pioneers led the ball game for most of it, took a 3-0 lead at the end of 3 innings. The Trappers put up 1 in the 4th, making it 3-1, which is where it stood until the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 outside, 2 balls, no strikes, and now that's 6 consecutive balls by Brendan Perez. But the Trappers put up 3 in the 8th, and won that ball game by a final score of 4-3. That was back on May 29th, and the season series is split between the Pios and Trappers at 1. 2-0, pickoff attempt back to first base, sliding back safely with no tag is Smelko. Smelko does represent a threat on the base paths, has tried to steal 18 times, which is much more than any other Pioneer runner. He has been successful 13 of those 18 attempts. Another pickoff attempt put back in safely is Smelko. Count remains 2 balls, no strikes to Jack Wagner. Wagner, the sophomore out of Wichita, Kansas, playing for the Kansas Jayhawks. A Power 5 talent here in the Expedition League. The 2-1 goes low, make it 7 in a row by Perez. And after his lone other start was an extremely good start for Brendan Perez, that trend may not continue if he continues to struggle finding the strike zone. Top of the first, no score, Pioneers and Trappers. 3-0 high and inside, make it 8 in a row, 2 consecutive walks. It'll bring up the left fielder number 20 and Alex Zerfis. Zerfis got a day off the last game on the 4th of July. On July 3rd, went 0 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout. He bats .395. 2 runners now on for the Pioneers and a good chance to score here in the top of the first inning. Zerfis, the freshman out of Gonzaga, playing for the Bulldogs. Pioneers wearing gray pants, black stirrups, red belts, black uniforms with white striping, a white Pios word mark across the front with numbers on the front left. Pitch goes high, 9 in a row, ball number 1. White numbers on the back for the Pioneers as well. They'll wear black caps with a red brim with a white W and a red N on the front for Western Nebraska. 1-0 goes high, and after that first pitch of the ball game, Brendan Perez has not thrown a strike. Could be a red flag early in this ball game. The Trappers, meanwhile, are going to be wearing their all grays, gray pants, gray uniforms with looks like black or navy belts. Hard to tell. Pitch inside, ball 3. Navy belts with a navy Pierre word mark across the front with navy blue striping down the center. A navy blue number at the front left of the jerseys and the same on the back. Blue caps with gold brims with a white P for Pierre on the front. Called strike, and that's going to draw some applause from the home supporters. That was 11 balls in a row before Perez finally found the strike zone again. The first 2 batters for the Pioneers, Smelko and Wagner, both drawing walks. Very good crowd tonight from Hyde Stadium. Here comes the 3-1 high and inside, and the first 3 runners have reached via the free pass. And it's not a good sign for the Trappers when the first 3 batters walk for their starting pitcher, Brendan Perez. Carson Ull has only walked 3 batters this season. Action already going in the Trappers' bullpen. Mason Torvey in the pen. Torvey yet to make a home appearance for the Trappers. Will try to make his first start at Hyde Stadium in relief of Brendan Perez, but the Trappers hope that he settles in and Torvey comes in much later in this ballgame. It brings up JT Walden. Walden, the DH. The pitch from Perez goes high, ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Bit of a cooler day as the pitch will be in there for a called strike. In fact, I don't believe a Pioneer has swung a bat today. So a 1-1 to the cleanup batter, JT Walden. A cooler day than most of the starts here at Hyde Stadium. Sunny and 79. 1-1 outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. No wind, at least the flag out in center field not blowing. The 2-1, Perez kicks and fires on a pitch low, and now a ball away from the Pioneers not having to swing a bat and getting a run in this ball game. Still scoreless, but it may not be scoreless for long. 3-1, a swing, the first one of the ball game, and it's fouled off. Full count now to Walden. And I'm not sure why the green light would be given there. I know the bases are loaded, but Perez has been struggling to find the zone. But now you're just a strike away from taking it or swinging and missing, and all of a sudden there's one away in the inning. Full count, payoff pitch will miss low for ball 4, and the Pioneers have their first run of the ball game. So the run-scoring walk will make it 1-0 Pios here in the top of the first inning, and that's going to make it extremely difficult for the Trappers to catch up, as almost instantly there comes Monterio May, the head coach of the Trappers, to talk to his pitcher in Brendan Perez. Only one other appearance for Brendan Perez was like this. It was back in early May against the Hastings Sodbusters, where Perez walked 10. So Zerfis advances to second base. Jack Wagner will get over to third. And Eric Smelko will come in to score, walking all the way around. It's a quick meeting as Perez is going to be left to his own devices for the next batter. As Cade McGee becomes the new batter, the third baseman went 2 for 4 on the 4th of July, including a walk. He bats .264 so far this season. McGee, the native of Tucson, Arizona, bats from the right-handed batter's box. The first pitch to him will skip in the dirt, a good block by the catcher, Colin Adams. And the count will go to 1 ball, no strikes. Scoreboard reading 1 run on no hits and no errors for the Pioneers. 1-0, bases are loaded for the Pioneers. Pitch from Perez, that's down the center of the plate for strike number 1, and he may need some time to settle in. But if he can work a count against Cade McGee, there's a chance for the Trappers to get out with minimal damage. 1-1, Perez kicks and fires on a pitch high and inside, ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike. First of a 2-game series between the Pios and Trappers of what was a scheduled 3-game set. 2-1 swung on and fouled into the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. No ball has been put into play yet today. This is the 5th batter to come up. Both teams with 2 days off. The effects of that yet to be seen except by Brendan Perez. The 2-2 swung on and hit into center field. That will drop in front of the right fielder, Williams. The Pioneers play station to station. It will be a base hit for the Pioneers, the first one today, and it's 2-0. As each runner will advance 90 feet. So McGee gets the single. Walden advances over to second base. Zerfis gets to third, and Wagner comes in to score. Tyler Davis becomes the new batter for the Pioneers. Last played on July 3rd against Canyon County. First pitch from Perez down the center of Main Street for strike number 1. 2-0 Pios. Only 1 base hit. It was off Cade McGee's RBI single. Bases still loaded. McGee at first. Walden at second and Zerfis at third. The 0-1 high and tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. A pretty crowded ballpark watching their home team give up 2 runs and maybe more here in the first inning, as it's The Farmers Union Insurance Jersey giveaway net as a ball in the dirt will run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Trappers giveaway jersey in gold with navy and white piping. A Trappers word mark on front. The number 21 for 2021 on the back, and a large Trappers logo on the back of the jerseys. 2-1 on the way from Perez. Swung on and chopped over to third. This could be 2 on to short for 1, but bobbling the ball is Stoss. And I think they're going to say that he dropped the ball at second base, so that out at second isn't even going to count for anything, as it will be a fielder's choice and an error on the second baseman, Ty Stoss. So everybody's safe for the Pioneers as another run comes into score as it brings up Jonathan Simrot. The first pitch outside and low for ball number 1. So again, Davis reaching on the fielder's choice. McGee safe on the air by Ty Stoss. Walden advances to third, and Surface will get in to score. 3-0 Pioneers. Still nobody out. 1-0 inside will be called a strike, evening the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. This game has gotten really ugly really quickly for the Pierre Trappers. High odds of the Pios also batting around. 1-1 on a pitch low, 2 balls and 1 strike. And at this rate, unsure if Brendan Perez will survive the inning. Bases have been loaded for most of the inning now. 2-1 catches the inside part of the strike zone. Strike number 2 will even the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Western Nebraska, the first half champions of the Clark Division, pitch high and tight, ducking out of the way is Simrot. Western Nebraska only playing 11 games in that first half against Clark Division opponents. They went 7-4. Simrot's last appearance was back on June 30th against the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks with a bat, as it will be fouled back into the screen, keeping the count full 3-2. Simrot went 0 for 3 with an RBI and a strikeout, batting .200 on the season. A two-way player as he also pitches. His last appearance pitching-wise was on the 4th of July against the Spuds, pitching 2 shutout innings. Payoff pitch on the way, and it's a line drive foul out of play. Full count. Nobody out. This could be an opportunity for Brendan Perez to create the first out of the ball game. Payoff pitch once more. That one's in the dirt, and Perez has walked home yet another run. It'll be the 5th walk of the ball game, and it's 4-0 Pioneers. Only 1 base hit today, as now here comes Monterio May to talk to his pitcher, and that will be it for Brendan Perez. His ERA for the day, infinite, as he does not record an out. Mason Torvey will come in to pitch for the Pierre Trappers. We'll get you caught up in his statistics when we return. We'll take a short break and be back here on the Pierre Trappers YouTube and Mixler live streams. 4-0 Pioneers. Nobody out, top of the first inning.
Hey, it's the old top Gator here with Gators Pizza Pasta Subs in the Northridge Plaza. Gators is known for top quality food. Now you can have our food selections delivered right to your front door using DoorDash. That's right, now you have 4 ways that you can get great Gators food: dine in, carry out, curbside pickup, and now delivery through DoorDash. Gators has been serving the Pierre area and now Trappers baseball fans since 1987. Gators Pizza Pasta Subs in the Northridge Plaza.
Dan O's Marine is a proud partner of Pierre Trappers Baseball. Located at 320 St. Charles Street, Dano's provides service on your boat to get you back out on the water in the dog days of summer. Give them a call at 605-224-6612. That's Dano's Marine at 605-224-6612. Any water, any problem, Dano's Marine. Mason Torvey, the new pitcher for the Pierre Trappers. He's made 5 appearances this season for Pierre. However, all of them have been on the road. He has not had an appearance here at Hyde Stadium and has only pitched against 2 teams, the Souris Valley Saberdogs and the Sioux Falls Sunfish. His last appearance against the Souris Valley Saberdogs back on June 30th got the loss in 2 2/3 innings pitched as the starter. Allowed 6 hits, 12 runs, 6 of them earned. Walked 5, striking out 1. However, he seemed to find success against the Sioux Falls Sunfish, making his first appearance in relief, as all 5 appearances were starts. And the first pitch by Torvey will miss for ball number 1. Torvey has often been criticized for a slow velocity. However, his breaking balls, his curves, they break a lot and confuse batters. Strike number 1 will even the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. The the Sunfish got frustrated with Torvey's approach on the mound. Found few hits and few runs against him as another pitch will miss low for ball number 2. However, the Saberdogs, one of the better hitting teams in the Expedition League, were able to make adjustments and hammered Torvey in both starts he made against the Dogs. 2-1 outside, ball 3. Matt Beaver controlling a tight strike zone. So a 3-1. Rutz has sat on almost every pitch as a pitch will be fouled back to run the count full. So full count, the Trappers just looking for their first out of the inning. Then more will come from there. Pioneers already lead 4-0. Payoff pitch. Popped up to Torvey. Torvey's got it. Fires onto first. It was a ground ball, and the throw is off target. It pulled Bramante off the bag, and yet again, everybody will be safe. So it will be an error on Mason Torvey. Second error of the inning. Simrod advances over to second base. Davis advances to third, and McGee comes home to score. Jared Mazzaferro, the 9-hole batter, will be the new batter for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. First pitch swinging, gets through the third base side. In to score is Davis. Simrot holds up, heads back to third base safely. It is 6-0 Pioneers. This game has gotten from bad to ugly to unwatchable for Pierre. A base hit. Rutz will get over to second base. Simrot to third, and Tyler Davis will come in. Every single member of the Western Nebraska Pioneers has reached in their first plate appearance. First pitch fouled back, strike number 1. Eric Smelko, the current batter, he still looks to extend his 18-game hitting streak after drawing a leadoff walk that set the tone for the rest of the Western Nebraska inning. 0-1 on the way. That misses outside. We'll even the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Bases still loaded for the Pioneers. Mazzaferro at first, Rutz at second, and Simrod at third. Smelko taking the at-bat. The 1-1 swung on and missed. Smelko was looking to send that one deep. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Smelko has 47 base hits on the year, 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 long balls. Count is now 1-2. On the way, foul ball will be chopped towards the Western Nebraska bullpen, where it looks like Carson Ohl is staying loose. Count remains 1-2 to Smelko. Torvey still looking to record the first out. 1-2 outside will run the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. And any energy that the Trappers had coming into this ball game, I'm sure, is now gone. 2-2, fly ball to left field. Chasing back is Kim. Kim's got a read on it, will make the catch. Breaking for home is Jonathan Simrot. The throw will be in front of the plate. Adams unable to collect it at the plate to get Simrot out. It will be a sacrifice fly for out number 1. It adds another run to the Pioneers. Total, it's now 7-0. So Jack Wagner, who walked and scored in his previous at-bat earlier this inning, will come up to plate. Simrot came in to score. The other 2 Pioneer runners, and Rutz and Mazzaferro, stay where they are. So for the first time in a while, the bases are not loaded. Pitch on the outside part of the plate by Torvey for strike number 1. Time will be called. Runners at first and second, Mazzaferro at first, Rutz at second base. And one of the bigger crowds for the Pierre Trappers this season maybe going to waste, as the Pios putting up 7 so far in the first inning. Runners go on a swing and a miss for strike number 2. The throw down to first base is going to be in time for the out. So a swing for strike number 2 and a pickoff for out number 2. Mazzaferro out at first base. No balls, 2 strikes, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Trappers a strike away from getting out of the inning. The pitch from Torvey will be fouled back and in right back towards us, hitting off the roof and bouncing back into the spectators. It will remain an 0-2 count. Jack Wagner, the current batter. Swing and a pitch in the dirt. The throw down by Adams will be in time for the out, so a strikeout swinging. On a drop third strike thrown down by the catcher will finally end the nightmare inning for the Pierre Trappers. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. Big storyline so far, the Pios score 7 off 5 walks surrendered by Brendan Perez. Torrey was able to come in and shut it down after 4 batters faced, but the damage was already done. The Trappers will look to come back in this ballgame. They'll have 9 innings to chip away at a 7-run lead for the Pioneers. We'll be back for the bottom of the first here in the Pierre Trappers YouTube and Mixlr live streams. Wow, Shell's Quick Stop is the place to go for a variety of food, drinks, fishing tackle, and more. Hungry? Come on down for breakfast pizza, burritos, biscuits and gravy, soup, salad, and wraps. Thirsty? Try their hot and cold espresso drinks, lattes, frappuccinos, and milkshakes from the drive-up window. Heading down to the water? Stop by to pick up minnows, crawlers, and leeches to secure the big bites. All of it's down at Shell's at 621 West Sioux Avenue. back for the bottom of the first inning. Take a look at the defensive lineup for the Western Nebraska Pioneers and the batting order for the first time. The Trappers are grabbing a bat. For the Pioneers, they're going to go with Zerfus in left, Smelko in center, Wagner in right, McGee at third, Mazzaferro at short, Rutz at second, Simrod at first, Ohl, the pitcher, and Davis behind the plate. Leading off for the Trappers will be Caden Cardoso. Then it's Patrick Connor, Eric Mast, Colin Adams, Ty Stoss, Joey Bramante, Andrew Kim, Braden Cordes, and Richie Williams round things out. Caden Cardoso will look to be the first Trapper to score this inning as they look to come back from a 7-run top half of the inning for the Pioneers. So Carson Ohl, the freshman out of Simi Valley, California, the right-handed arm, playing for the Grand Canyon University Lopes. In 6 appearances, all of them starts as a 4-1 record as the first pitch to Cardoso will go outside for ball number 1. Has a 4-1 record with a 2.40 ERA in 33 2/3 innings pitched, has allowed 33 hits, 12 runs, only 9 of them earned as the pitch will miss slow for ball 2. So 12 runs, 9 of them earned, has only walked 3 batters this entire season while striking out 35. The 2-0 catches strike zone high and tight to Cardoso, 2 balls and 1 strike. Pop fly heading over to the third baseline will head out of play as Ohl has worked himself back into the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Starting pitcher for the Pierre Trappers in Brendan Perez was chased from this ball game in the first inning. Fly ball to deep right field. That one is back towards the track. It will bounce in front of the wall. Cardoso will get into second base with a leadoff double, and if there's a way to come back after allowing a 7-run inning, that's a good way to start. First extra base hit of the ball game from either side as it brings up Patrick Connor. Connor, the shortstop, went 2 for 3 on the 4th of July with an RBI and a walk. He bats .306 on the season as he'll look to drive Caden Cardoso another base. Line drive down the left field line will hit on the Western Nebraska bullpen. The left fielder for Western Nebraska in Zerfus will come over to pick up the ball and toss it in. Perez, unable to record an out in his start, goes 0.0, allowing just 1 base hit as a ground ball over to third is bobbled by McGee. The throw onto first base, not in time. Everybody will be safe, and both teams now have committed an error, an E5. Everyone's safe on the play as the error goes on McGee. So Eric Mast becomes the new batter. Mast has been swinging a hot bat. It has cooled down recently, but looking to regain that, and what a time it would be for the Trappers to regain that bat. Mast is on a small 3-game hitting streak, including the last game of the SaberDog series, swing and a miss on the first pitch for strike number 1. But Perez only allowing 1 hit, 7 runs, yet only 6 of them were earned. Walked 5, did not record a strikeout. Ground ball over to the first base side. The throw onto second base is going to be in time, a fielder's choice. Simrod deciding to take the further runner and Patrick Connor out of the base paths. So a fielder's choice will go for out number 1. Mast reaches on the fielder's choice as Cardoso gets over to third. Colin Adams becomes the new batter. He's got a bit of pop in his bat. A home run here would make a dent into the lead, making it a 7-3 ball game with 2 runners aboard. First pitch swinging for strike number 1. Adams did struggle in his last game back on the 4th of July. Went 0 for 4 wearing a golden sombrero with 4 strikeouts. The 0-1 runner goes on a hit and run. That's a base hit into left field. Into score comes Cardoso. Mast will get into third base, sliding in safely. So, both teams score in their first innings. A base hit and an RBI for Colin Adams. So Adams singles, Mast gets over to third as Cardoso comes in to score. Stoss, the new batter. First pitch to him will catch the strike zone for strike number 1. So Ole, who had a 2.40 ERA entering today's ballgame, will have that shoot up, at least temporarily. The 0-1 ground ball over to the first base side. That one will hook foul for strike 2. Now Stoss behind in the count against Carson Ole. No balls, 2 strikes. Stoss steps back into the batter's box. Stoss, out of Wildwood, Missouri, bats from the left-handed batter's box against the right-handed pitcher in Carson Ole. Stoss has the slight advantage in that scenario. The 0-2 swung on and ripped to right field. Chasing back, and it will get over the head of Wagner. In to score is Eric Mast. At third base is Colin Adams, the second double of the inning, and it's now 7-2. The Trappers working their way back in this ballgame. It's now 7-2. Advancing to third is Colin Adams on the play. In to score, Eric Mast. Got over the head of Wagner, was unable to come up with it as it hit off the wall. Joey Bramonti becomes the new batter. First pitch to him will be fouled back for strike number 1. And somehow, some way, the Trappers' bats say we're still in this game and come out and light up one of the better pitchers in the Expedition League in Carson Ole. 0-1 on the way. Catches strike zone for strike number 2. Only 1 away in the inning so far. So the chance for a sacrifice fly is still in effect that would score Colin Adams, the current runner at third base. 0-2, Bramonti will have to protect. Base open at first. The pitch from Ole. Base hit over to the shortstop Mazzaferro, who fires on to the shortstop in time for the out. So a 6-3 ground out will be an RBI ground out, as the Trappers have cut it to 7-3. Staying at second base was Ty Stoss as Adams came in to score. Andrew Kim becomes the new batter. Kim only 1 base hit on the year in 2 games played for the Trappers. Got a day off on the 4th of July. First pitch to Kim swinging will head back onto Capitol Ave and might actually reach to Capitol Lake. No balls, 1 strike. And right now, the scoreboard, the line score is looking like something that might be a final score line. It's still the first inning. The 0-1 will miss low for ball number 1. We'll even the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Trappers now out hitting the Pioneers 3-2. 1-1 on the way, swung on and fouled back. We'll head to the third base side and go out of play, out of the ballpark. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away, bottom of the first. Pioneers 7, Trappers 3, looking like a football score. The 1-2 to Kim will go low in the dirt. Davis thought he dropped the ball long enough for Stoss to head over to third, but in fact kept it in front of him the entire time. Count goes even to 2-2. An extremely long first inning, nearing 40 minutes. The 2-2 on the way. Chopped into center field. Smelko chasing after it. It will get into the glove of Eric Smelko for out number 3. But the Trappers make a dent in that 7-run deficit. They cut it to just 4. 7-3 we're through the first inning of play, as the Pioneers look to extend their lead back to 7 or maybe more as they take on Mason Torvey for their second inning of play.
Total Beauty and Speedway Laundry are your homes for everything clothing in the capital area. Since 2010, Total Beauty has offered great customer service and competitive prices. Next door at Speedway Laundry, they have you covered for a fast, convenient way to wash and dry your clothes and other household items, including king-size comforters. Visit them at 111 First Street in Fort Pierre.
You don't need an illness to need a doctor. You don't need to feel sick to feel better. You don't need to be unwell to get well. What you do need is a primary care provider at Sanford Health. Better healthcare starts with regular wellness visits and a familiar face who knows you, your concerns, and your goals. We're here before you need us. We're here when you need us. We're here after you need us. We're here for you. Find your primary care provider at sanfordhealth.org today.
Back for the top of the second inning. Surface, Walden, and McGee, the 3-4-5, and normally heading into the second inning. You may assume that the 5-hole batter is getting his first appearance of the day, but he's getting his second after the Pioneers batted around. First pitch from Torvey will catch the strike zone for strike number 1. So Zerfus, Walden, and McGee. A fly ball deep left field towards the track. Kim will have to watch this one go. A home run for Alex Zerfus, and the bats continue to be hot on both sides. A home run for Alex Zerfus. It's his first home run of the season. He'll get congratulations from JT Walden as it's now an 8-3 Pioneer lead. Went right over the Big Tom's Diner sign out in left field. So Zerfus starting off the second inning with a bang, as there's another deep fly ball to center field. Mass is going to be able to range that one in for out number 1, however. So Walden will become just the second batter to go 0 for 1 on his day. The first was Jack Wagner that ended the first inning as McGee comes up to bat. McGee singled in his last appearance against Brendan Perez. The first pitch catches for strike number 1. Foul ball will head back, hitting just beneath our first baseline camera. And our baseball operations and official scorekeeper has a fly ball right to the shortstop. Good play by Patrick Connor as he goes around the horn. But that one hit just below the window. And our baseball ops intern Nolan Summerfield could have dove for that one, but it's an E for effort. Not really. An NE for no effort, but 2 away in the inning as it brings up Tyler Davis, reached on a fielder's choice. So, he's also 0 for 1 today. However, he did come around to score off the Jaron Mazzaferro RBI single. 2 away in the inning, 1 already across off the solo leadoff home run for Alex Zerfis. Pitch comes inside, ball number 1, 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch will catch the strike zone for strike number 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, I bet you'd believe it if I told you, but this is the highest scoring game in the Expedition League so far today. Top of the 3rd, SaberDogs lead the Big Sticks as a big swing and a miss by Davis for strike number 2. He was looking to mirror Zerfis at the top of the inning. SaberDogs lead the Big Sticks 4-0 from Dickinson, North Dakota, top of the 3rd there. Bottom of the 1st, swing and a miss, and we'll leave it there. A strike number 3. Second strikeout of the ballgame for Mason Torvey in his Hyde Stadium debut. 1 more run crosses for the Pioneers here in the top of the 2nd off the solo home run for Alex Zerfis. The Trappers will look to continue to chip away when the 8-9-1 and Cordes, Williams, and Cardoso come up to bat.
Trappers fans, summer is here. Get your boat back in shape with a visit to Dano's Marine. Dano's Marine will get you back out on the water this summer with excellent service and years of experience. Give them a call at 605-224-6612 or visit them at 320 St. Charles Street in Pierre. Any water, any problem, Dano's Marine. Join the Shell's loyalty program and never pay full price for gas again. Shell's loyalty members also get monthly specials for increased savings. Shell's doesn't just fill up your tank, but it also fills up your stomach with a variety of food and drinks. Become a loyalty club member today by visiting Shell's at 621 Sioux Avenue or give them a call at 605-224-6266.
Back here for the bottom of the 2nd inning, Trappers coming up to bat with the 8-9-1 and Cordes, Williams, and Cardoso. After the Trappers put up a 3 spot in the bottom of the 1st inning, Cordes and Williams, the only 2 yet to make an at-bat. So far for the Trappers, they've had 3 base hits off 1 error by the Pioneers, only leaving 1 runner last inning. 2 of those runs that scored in the previous inning were earned on Carson Ohl, as Braden Cordes steps up to the plate to lead things off for the Trappers here in the bottom of the 2nd. So Cordes against Carson Ohl, the first meeting between the two today. Pitch will go low and inside, kicking up some chalk from the right-handed batter's box. Before we went away, and Tyler Davis struck out as a line drive down the left field line hooks foul for strike number 2. Was getting you caught up on scores from around the Expedition League. Bottom of the 1st from Black Hills Energy Stadium. scoreless between the Horseheads and the Sasquatch. Ole picks up some dirt as he waits for Clay Cutter, number 4 for the Pioneers, to receive the foul ball from the left field territory. Cordes steps back into the box with a swing and a miss. Excuse me, that was a 1-1 count, make it 1-2 now. Final update from Fremont. The Moo lead the Sodbusters 3-0. A swing and a miss for strike number 3. Stays in the glove of Davis for the strikeout. So Cordes leads things off in the second inning with a strikeout as it brings up Richie Williams. 1 for 3 on the 4th of July. With an RBI and a strikeout. First pitch swinging. We'll head back to the pitcher, Ole. Ole takes his time in picking it up before firing onto first for the 1-3 groundout. It'll bring up Caden Cardoso. Cardoso doubled in his last at-bat. So Cardoso, who is now on a 4-game hitting streak after his double that led off the ball game, will take the at-bat again and look for a potential 2-out rally here in the bottom of the second. First pitch low, ball number 1. One more game set to get underway tonight from Wolf Field in Canyon County. The Tommyknockers and the Spuds, expansion rivals, at 8:05 Central. So about 10 minutes from now, as another pitch will run inside, barely missing the heels of Cardoso for ball number 2. Seven-run first inning for the Pioneers. It's called strike inside. 3-run first inning for the Trappers. A 1-run second for the Pioneers. And the Trappers trying to make a run here in the bottom of the second with a 2-out rally, starting with Cardoso. Foul ball back into the screen. Count will remain 2-2, or go to 2-2. Ole trying to get a 1-2-3 inning. The 2-2 will be chopped over to the second baseman, Rutz. Rutz picks it up, fires onto first base, not in time, as that one's going to get away. Cardoso breaks for second base. Davis picks it up and will eat it, as Cardoso in back-to-back at-bats will pull into second base. So Cardoso will reach on the second error of the ballgame by the Pioneers. And this could be the battle of the E's, as the Trappers, coming into today's ballgame, committed 62 errors. The Pioneers committed 67. That's up to 64 and 69. First pitch will catch strike zone for strike number 1. New batter Patrick Connor reached on an error, speaking of his last appearance. The 0-1 on the way from Ole. Pitch will miss low. 2-1 ball and 1 strike. Ole getting his first appearance against the Trappers, as he did not pitch against Pierre back in that first series, as the 1-1 will be swung on a pitch in the dirt for strike number 2. In fact, both starting pitchers for the Pioneers that started this last series at Hyde Stadium no longer with the team. Rylan Amold and Teddy Brocksterman. 1-2, pitch will go in the dirt. Evens the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes. A base hit into the outfield would likely score Cardoso from second base. Cardoso does have some speed. He tried to steal 8 times this season, being successful 6 of those times. The 2-2, all checks over at Cardoso. Once more, a third time, looks back at the plate. Fires the 2-2, line drive to center field. Smelko chasing back, will give chase but reach up to make the catch. Smelko covering a lot of ground to make out number 3, and it will stop a run from scoring for the Pierre Trappers. Out number 3 here in the bottom of the second. We're through 2 complete. It's the Western Nebraska Pioneers 8 and the Pierre Trappers 3. We'll be back for the top of the third with the bottom of the Pioneers order in Simrot, Rutz, and Mazzaferro due up.
The Pierre Trappers are proud to partner with the Governor's Inn, the exclusive motel partner of the Pierre Trappers. Call 605-224-4200 for a special Trappers rate when you visit Pierre and Hyde Stadium. Whether you're coming for the best hunting, fishing, and outdoor recreation in the Midwest, just passing through, or coming out to the ballpark, the Governor's Inn is the place for you. When it comes to clothing in the capital area, Total Beauty and Speedway Laundry have you covered. Speedway Laundry offers the fastest way to clean clothes, with free Wi-Fi offered while you wait. Next door, family-owned and operated Total Beauty has a constantly changing inventory of top-quality clothing. Check out the newest lines in clothing by giving Total Beauty and Speedway Laundry a visit at 111 First Street in Fort Pierre.
Back for the third inning here on the Pierre Trappers YouTube and Mixler live streams. Tyler Katz with you on the call as the Pioneers lead 8-3 over the Trappers. Jonathan Simrot takes the at-bat. The pitch from Torvey will go low for ball number 1. Simrot walked in his last appearance. He was walk number 5 in the final batter that Brendan Perez faced. The 1-0 will go low, 2 balls and no strikes. Simrot announced as tonight's beer batter from Hyde Stadium, but hasn't received too many strikes. A walk against Perez and now a 2-0 count against Torvey. Ground ball will head over to second base. Picking it up and firing onto first base will be Stas to Bramante. 4 out number 1, so a 4-3 ground out will lead things off here in inning number 3. It will bring up Kellen Rutz, reached on an error in his last appearance. First pitch will be fouled off for strike number 1. So no balls, 1 strike. Everything even on the scoreboard except for runs. Both teams with 3 hits and 2 errors. Pitch called on the outside part of the plate for strike number 2. 1 away in the inning after Simrot grounded out to second base. The 0-2 will be chopped foul heading on to Capitol Ave. Looks like that one missed a car. Capitol Ave, of course, named for the Capitol building of South Dakota, with Pierre being the state capital. 1-2 on a pitch outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. In fact, if you were to draw a line and continue drawing it from the left field line as a pitch outside for ball number 2, that left field line would pass right in front of the South Dakota Capitol building. Not too far, about a block away. 2-2 will be fouled back, hitting off the Welcome to Hyde Stadium sign and into the crowd, where a kid on the third base side will make the catch. Count remains 2-2. Bases are empty. A slight shift to the right side on the infield. Called strike number 3 on the outside part of the plate. Strikeout number 2. Number 3 for Mason Torvey. First strikeout looking today on either side of the baseball. As Mazzaferro steps up. Mazzaferro singled and was picked off in his last appearance at first base. First pitch called a strike for strike number 1. Top of the third, Trappers trying to keep the Pioneers scoreless for the first time today in an inning. 0-1 chopped over to the right field side. It will be a diving play by Richie Williams, unable to come up with it. So back-to-back base hits for Mazzaferro. He is 2 for 2 today. Top of the order up for the Pioneers and Eric Smelko. Smelko still without an official at-bat after walking and hitting a sacrifice fly. Runner at first base with 2 away. First pitch high, ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to the center fielder. Pitch called a strike down the center of the plate for strike number 1. First time that the Trappers are seeing home plate umpire Matt Beaver this year. Smelko, the native of La Mesa, California, the switch hitter. Batting from the left-handed batter's box. Pitch goes high and outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike now to Smelko. Pickoff attempt back to first base, but sliding in safely with no tag is Jared Mazzaferro. Can't blame Torvey for that one, as Mazzaferro was picked off earlier this ballgame. 2-1 pickoff attempt yet again, sliding in safely with no tag by Bramante is Smelko. Smelko, the first baseman, towering over Mazzaferro. Of course, Bramante a lot taller than the average human being. Line drive to left field, chasing after it's Kim. Kim will bobble it for a moment, but both runners will stay where they are. Throw down to second base. Will be not in time. A second base hit for the Pioneers this inning as Smelko extends his hitting streak to 19 games in a row. It brings up Jack Wagner. He's 0 for 1 today. Walked in the first inning, came around to score. Later that inning, struck out on a drop third strike that was thrown down to first by Colin Adams. First pitch from Torvey to Wagner will miss high for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes. Pioneers with back-to-back base hits. Back-to-back 2-out base hits, I should say. Torvey will step off the rubber for just a moment before stepping back on. Wagner taps his bat on the plate a couple of times. 1-0 called a strike. Will even the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. So an 8-3 ball game after a 7-run first by the Pioneers propelled them to the large lead. 1-1 chopped foul up the left field line, maybe 3 or 4 feet from being a fair ball. Over the past month or so, I've been keeping fans updated on playoffs from around the country, not necessarily the Expedition League, College World Series, NBA Finals, Stanley Cup Finals. Speaking of, Game 5 is underway tonight as a pitch will go outside, ball number 2. From the Amalie Arena, Game 5, the Tampa Bay Lightning and Montreal Canadiens tied at 0 Tampa Bay a game away from back-to-back Stanley Cup championships. 2-2 as Wagner steps out of the box, says something to the home plate umpire Matt Beaver before stepping back in. 2-2, ground ball foul up the third base line and will hit off a wall and ricochet closer to the left field line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wagner battling in this at-bat against Mason Torvey. Pioneers attempting to score in their third consecutive inning. 2-2 called, strike 3 on a pitch inside. Wagner can't believe it. He'll complain to the home plate umpire. And they're going to have a few words. Wagner needs to be careful now against Beaver. It is a called strike 3. It will be strikeout number 4 of the day for Mason Torvey as Wagner will retreat back to the dugout, losing his case against Beaver. We'll be back for the bottom of the third. Trappers coming up to bat. Down by 5. It will be the 3-4-5 in Mast, Adams, and Stoss when we come back.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories with family, friends, and your community is just a way of life. Yes, in times like these, it's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Bottom of the third. Here from Hyde Stadium, the Trappers down by 5 runs. Eric Mast will lead things off. Reached on a fielder's choice earlier in today's ball game and is 0 for 1. First pitch on the outside part of the plate, but will catch strike zone for strike number 1 from Carson Ohl. Allowed a 3-run first inning, seems to have settled down after that. Oh, 1. A check swing and fouled back for strike number 2. Unfortunate for Mast as it hit off the check swing bat. So now an 0-2. To the leadoff batter of the third inning, Eric Mast. The 0-2 on a pitch low. Count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not too much scoring elsewhere in the Expedition League. The 1-2 swing and a foul ball will head into the dirt, rolling through the legs of Davis. Count will remain 1-2. Ty Stoss, the in-the-hole batter, comes out to receive it from behind home plate before heading back into the dugout. Mast will step back in. Mast never played summer ball before, as another foul ball will keep the at-bat alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mast, the business major at a Big Bend Community College. Out of Spokane, Washington, was one of 6 Trapper players out of Spokane to sign. 2 of those have since left. There are still 4 with the team. The 1-2 on the way outside, ball 2. Count will run even to 2 balls and 2 strikes after Mast fouled a few pitches off to keep the at-bat alive. Two-two. That's a called strike number 3, an enthusiastic strike 3 call from Matt Beaver as the first Trapper goes down looking tonight. So it'll bring up Colin Adams 1 for 1, singled and came around to score back in that first inning. First pitch swinging for strike number 1. So an 0-1. Pioneers 8, Trappers 3, bottom of the 3rd. Second pitch, another called strike to Colin Adams. Broke his small hitless streak with a single back in the 1st. It was an RBI single at that scored Caden Cardoso. The 0-2 swung on and missed on a pitch in the dirt. 2 strikeouts this inning. Third strikeout of the ball game, pitched by Carson Ohl. And one thing that Ohl does not do is he does not walk batters. If you try to work a count with Ohl, he will strike you out. Has only walked 3 batters this season, striking out 38. First pitch to Stoss will miss high and outside, ball number 1. Ohl knows that he has 3 balls to work with. He does use them. It's not like he does not pitch balls. He just does not walk batters. Called strike will even the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. One on the way will be chopped foul towards the entrance to the Western Nebraska dugout. Some kids are swarming the entrance to the dugout as well. Now a 1-2 to Ty Stoss. The windup and pitch by Ohl will be fouled back into the screen. Count remains 1-2. Trappers trying to start a 2-out rally that would begin with Ty Stoss after Mast and Adams led the inning off with back-to-back punch-outs. 1-2 with 2 away, the windup and pitch. Inside, called strike number 3. Now Stoss has a bone to pick with Beaver. Stoss will turn around and head back to the dugout. Called strike number 3. It's strikeout number 4 of the ballgame. And all of a sudden, after no strikeouts in the first couple of innings, a lot of strikeouts called by Matt Beaver. 3 away in the bottom of the 3rd. We're through a third of this ballgame. It's 8-3 Pioneers. Dano's Marine is a proud partner of Pierre Trappers Baseball. Located at 320 St. Charles Street, Dano's provides service on your boat to get you back out on the water in the dog days of summer. Give them a call at 605-224-6612. That's Dano's Marine at 605-224-6612. Any water, any problem, Dano's Marine. Wow, Shell's Quick Stop is the place to go for a variety of food, drinks, fishing tackle, and more. Hungry? Come on down for breakfast pizza, burritos, biscuits and gravy, soup, salad, and wraps. Thirsty? Try their hot and cold espresso drinks, lattes, frappuccinos, and milkshakes from the drive-up window. Heading down to the water? Stop by to pick up minnows, crawlers, and leeches to secure the big bites. All of it's down at Shell's at 621 West Sioux Avenue. Top of the 4th inning will begin with Alex Surface, who led things off in the 2nd with a leadoff home run. First pitch will miss low for ball number 1. Surface hitting his first home run of the year to left field. It's the 22nd home run given up by the Trappers this season, as a pitch inside will catch for strike number 1. th home run hit by the Pios this season. The 1-1 from Torvey outside, called a strike. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 8 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors committed by the Pioneers. They've left 3 on base. A swing and a line drive hit the left center field. Chasing after it and reaching up to make the catch is Andrew Kim out in left. So 1 away as Zerfus is retired to lead things off here in the 4th. JT Walden becomes the new batter. He's 0 for 1 after walking and flying out to center field. So now the first pitch to Walden will be chopped foul towards the Trappers' dugout. Count will run to no balls, 1 strike. A 5-run lead for the Pioneers. It was up to 7 at one point in this ball game. Then the Trappers scored 3 in retaliation in the bottom half of that inning. Oh, 1 on the way. That catches the outside part of the plate, 0-2. So now no balls, 2 strikes. Torvey looking for strikeout number 5 of the ball game. 0-2 will miss. We'll go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mentioned that it was a bigger crowd tonight for the Pierre Trappers, and indeed it is, as a line drive down the left field line will go foul. That one looked like it could have been a fair ball, but it will be foul. 1-2. No concerns or objections from JT Walden as he steps back into the batter's box. Attendance announced at 603 spectators tonight. One of the larger crowds this season for the Farmers Union Insurance Jersey giveaway. Not giveaway, you needed to donate either 3 cans of non-perishable food items or donate $10. 2-2 dribbler up to the second baseman. Picking it up as Stoss flips it onto first base in time for the out. So a 4-3 ground out and a good play by Stoss. It was a good play, and it seemed like Walden was beat to first base by maybe a step or 2. Good call by Alex Shoemaker. Two away in the inning. First 2 were retired in the 3rd inning before back-to-back base hits with 2 outs for the Pioneers. It's the first pitch to Cade McGee will miss for ball 1. McGee 1 for 2. Singled in the first, lined out to the shortstop in the second as another pitch will miss, running the count to 2 balls and no strikes. A base hit over to left field. It was a blooper that just went over the head of Braden Cordes. And a 2-out base hit for Cade McGee. He's having a good day. He's 2 for 3 here in the 4th inning. Tyler Davis becomes the new batter. Davis today 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and struck out swinging. Torvey has become the de facto starter after the original starter, Brendan Perez, could not record an out. Called strike for the first pitch to Tyler Davis, the catcher. So now an 0-1. Runner at first base. The pitch from Torvey will miss low and away. Staying at first base is Cade McGee as the count will run even to 1 ball and 1 strike. Trappers and Pioneers play a similar style of baseball. Not too many stolen bases, 84 attempts for the Trappers, 100 attempts exactly for the Pioneers. Foul ball will be looped foul heading to the concourse behind home plate, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pioneers successful 82 out of 100 times. Of course, that makes the math easy, 82% success rate. For the Trappers, much less, a 62% success rate. Little dribbler as Torvey fires onto first base in time for the out. A 1-3 ground out will end the frame here in the top of the 4th. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning as the Trappers have Bramante, Kim, and Cordes due up. The Pioneers get another base hit by Cade McGee with 2 outs, but a ground out by Tyler Davis will end the dream of another Pioneer run. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th inning when we come back here in the Trappers YouTube and Mixler live streams.
The Governor's Inn is the exclusive motel partner of the Pierre Trappers. Check out the special Trappers rate for your visit to Pierre and Hyde Stadium this summer. Call 605-224-4200 directly to get the Trappers rate. With free wireless internet, a deluxe breakfast, and an indoor pool and hot tub, there's no reason not to stop at the Governor's Inn. Total Beauty and Speedway Laundry are your homes for everything clothing in the capital area. Since 2010, Total Beauty has offered great customer service and competitive prices. Next door at Speedway Laundry, they have you covered for a fast, convenient way to wash and dry your clothes and other household items, including king-size comforters. Visit them at 111 First Street in Fort Pierre.
Back for the bottom of the 4th inning, Carson Ohl returns for his 4th inning of work after striking out the side in order. Mast, Adams, and Stoss all getting rung up. A few sponsors we'd like to thank before we begin things here in the bottom of the 4th, including A Cut and Style, Allied Plumbing and Heating, Avera, Bob's Lounge, Capital Sports, Clausen and Rice, Corner Station The Crossing, First United Methodist Church, and the Governor's Inn. Thanks for your continued support of Pierre Trappers Baseball. Joey Bramante will lead things off after grounding out to the shortstop in his first at-bat back in the 1st inning. First pitch, swinging fly ball, deep right field. That one's back. This one's into the parking lot. Look out as Joey Bramante launches one deep for the solo home run, leading off the 4th inning. Bombs away. Bramante's 4th home run of the year as it cuts the deficit to 8-4. Bramante high-fiving a bunch of his players. Usually this is where the home run hoop would come out, but Caden Cardoso broke it the last time he homered. A solo shot for Joey Bramante leads things off here in the bottom of the 4th as it brings up Andrew Kim. First home run hit to straightaway right field in quite some time as the first pitch will catch the zone for strike number 1. Another pitch catches on Andrew Kim's at-bat for strike number 2. So the Trappers match the solo shot. Swing and a miss for strike number 3 as on 3 pitches, Andrew Kim is rung up swinging. 5th strikeout of the ballgame for Carson Ohl. It will bring up Braden Cordes, who struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning. So now both teams have solo home runs outside of their major run-scoring innings. It's back to a 4-run deficit for the Trappers as Cordes swings at a pitch in the dirt for strike 1. Update from the Amalie Arena. 2nd period is underway with about 13.5 minutes to go, still scoreless. 0-1 called a strike on the inside part of the plate, 0-2. Oh, 2. That one's a strike on the outside part of the plate. 6 pitches, 6 strikes, and now Braden Cordes called out looking. 6th strikeout of the ball game for Carson Ohl. Five of the last 6 batters have been strikeout victims of Carson Ohl. The lone exception was when Joey Bramante put a blast into one to right field. First pitch outside for ball number 1. Bramante, the right-handed batter, going for the opposite field shot to right. Went over the batting cages and into the parking lot. Luckily did not hit a car. Called a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 away, bases are empty. To the 9-hole batter, Richie Williams, who grounded back to Carson Olbeck in the 2nd inning. 1-1, another foul ball will run the count to 1-2. The 1-2 fouled back. That one will hit somebody. And that is down and injured. It is intern for the Pierre Trappers, Mark Plant. And this could be a scary sight. The Pierre Trappers gathering around him right now. He's up and shaking his head. We're right back to gameplay on a pitch outside for ball number 2. That was the first time that we've seen a line drive hit somebody as he gives the thumbs up from the dugout. Seems to be doing okay on the 2-2, low in the dirt, ball number 3. And that was probably one of the scariest moments we've had here from Hyde Stadium, as that one was a bullet and we saw one person go down. 3-2, right back to Carson Ohl with some swagger. Will toss it onto first base in time for the out. Second time Williams has grounded back out to the pitcher, but a run does score this inning as Joey Bramante goes deep to right field. Now there's going to be a conversation between the Trappers pitchers and the home plate umpire in Matt Beaver. We'll take a quick break, keep you updated on the situation when we come back for the 5th inning.
You don't need an illness to need a doctor. You don't need to feel sick to feel better. You don't need to be unwell to get well. What you do need is a primary care provider at Sanford Health. Better healthcare starts with regular wellness visits and a familiar face who knows you, your concerns, and your goals. We're here before you need us. We're here when you need us. We're here after you need us. We're here for you. Find your primary care provider at sanfordhealth.org today.
Trappers fans, summer is here. Get your boat back in shape with a visit to Dano's Marine. Dano's Marine will get you back out on the water this summer with excellent service and years of experience. Give them a call at 605-224-6612 or visit them at 320 St. Charles Street in Pierre. Any water, any problem, Dano's Marine. Back for the top of the 5th inning. Jonathan Simrot, Kellen Rutz, and Jared Mazzaferro lead things off. Second time they've led an inning off. They also led off the 3rd. Time will be called as Beaver, the home plate umpire, orders a few members of the Pioneers to get into their dugout as they were spilling out onto the backstop warning track. So the first pitch to Simrot will miss low for ball number 1 to Mason Torvey, excuse me. 8-4, Pioneers lead here in the top of the 5th. The pitch from Torvey on the outside part of the plate for ball number 2 on the curveball. Simrot 0 for 1 today after grounding out and walking. 2-0, catches strike zone for strike number 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Torvey, not a strikeout pitcher, has 4 strikeouts today. Has been his best day in terms of the punch-out in his 6 appearances for the Trappers so far. And something maybe about his home debut, making his first appearance in front of the home fans. 2-2 will be ripped to deep right field, chasing back towards the track, and this one will hit off the wall. Picking it up is Richie Williams. Heading for third base is Jonathan Simrot. Will change his mind and head back to second. A leadoff double for the first baseman in Simrot. We'll get over to second. Thought about heading for third, but then the throw in by Mast made him think otherwise. As Kellen Rutz, 0 for 1, reached on an error and struck out, will take the at-bat. Rutz, the second baseman, will look to get on second base and maybe trade spots with Simrot. First pitch called a strike. The 0-1 on the way. Called a strike, strike number 2. Couple of words from Rutz to Beaver. Seems like both sides haven't been happy with the home plate umpiring. Now an 0-2. The windup and pitch swung on and ripped down the first baseline. That's going to be a fair ball. As rounding third and coming home is Jonathan Simrot. They've gotten the run back. It's going to be dug out in right field by Williams, and in there with a triple is Kellen Rutz. 9-4 the new score. And immediately after the Trappers score on the Bramante home run, the Pioneers say we could put one right back. As now stepping in will be Jared Mazzaferro, who's 2 for 2 today. So a double and a triple lead things off here in inning number 5. First pitch called a strike on the outside part of the plate for strike number 1. An 0-1 as Eric Smelko, the on-deck batter, in the shot. Pop fly in the infield. Bramante calling everybody off in the infield, and it will be a pop out to the first baseman. So now one away in the inning after the pop out to first. Mazzaferro's first time not reaching via base hit today. Eric Smelko becomes the new batter. He is 1 for 1 today. A walk, sacrifice fly, and a single. First pitch from Torvey, ripped right back to Torvey. Torvey picks it up, fires onto first base in time for the out, threatening Rutz back to the bag. So a 1-3 ground out to Eric Smelko. It brings up Jack Wagner, who's 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. And a walk. Jack Wagner. The batter, the runner at third, Kellen Rutz, 2 away in the inning. Pitch on the outside part of the plate called strike number 1. 1 run already across this inning. After Simrot and Rutz led the inning off with back-to-back extra base hits, a double and a triple. 0-1, big swing and a miss for strike number 2, and Wagner needs to be careful. He's in danger of getting the hat trick of strikeouts. He's already struck out twice tonight, 1 of each variety, looking and swinging. In fact, he was the last batter to strike out against Torvey on a pitch outside. The curveball misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Take a look at around the Expedition League scoreboard in just a moment as a foul ball off the plate seemed like it also hit off the body of Wagner. After a low-scoring start to the ballgame in Spearfish, things have changed. Top of the 4th, Horseheads 5, Sasquatch 5. Only 1 other run has scored. That's in Dickinson, North Dakota, a 4-1 lead for the SaberDogs over the Big Sticks. The 1-2 from Torvey swung on and hit to deep right field. Williams and Mast chase after it. right underneath the scoreboard. It will be Mass taking over to make the catch for out number 3. So 1 run does come across to score this inning off a double and a triple by Simrot and Rutz, but that's all that comes across. 9-4, Pioneers lead the Trappers. The Trappers will look to chip away. Top of the order coming up in the bottom half of the 5th. Good things happened when the top of the order led things off the last time for Pierre back in the 1st. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th on the Trappers YouTube and Mixler live streams. Join the Shell's loyalty program and never pay full price for gas again. Shell's loyalty members also get monthly specials for increased savings. Shell's doesn't just fill up your tank, but it also fills up your stomach with a variety of food and drinks. Become a loyalty club member today by visiting Shell's at 621 Sioux Avenue or give them a call at 605-224-6266.
The Pierre Trappers are proud to partner with the Governor's Inn, the exclusive motel partner of the Pierre Trappers. Call 605-224-4200 for a special Trappers rate when you visit Pierre and Hyde Stadium. Whether you're coming for the best hunting, fishing, and outdoor recreation in the Midwest, just passing through, or coming out to the ballpark, the Governor's Inn is the place for you.
Caden Cardoso leads things off here in the bottom of the 5th. A few sponsors we'd like to say thank you to before he steps into the batter's box, including Cattleman's Club, Branding Iron Bistro, Bank West, Edward Jones, Mark Ullman, First Dakota National Bank, and Gentleman's Barber Shop. Thanks for your continued support of Trappers Baseball. Carson Ull, first pitch to Cardoso, fouled back for strike number 1, as reaching up and making the catch is a lucky fan who goes home with a souvenir. And 0-1, as Davis, the catcher, will have a few words stepping in front of home plate with Carson Ull. Action is going in the Trappers bullpen. No action tonight from the Pioneers bullpen. Gannon Ruckman, currently the pitcher warming up for the Pierre Trappers. An 0-1 pitch called a strike on the outside part of the plate. No balls and 2 strikes. Another update from the Stanley Cup Finals. Ross Colton for the Tampa Bay Lightning scores at the 13-minute, 27-second mark with 4.5 minutes to go in the second period. It's the Lightning 1 and Canadians nothing. Deep fly ship ball, right field and deep. This one's heading back, but will die at the warning track. Wagner will reach up and make the catch. That one looked like it had a bit of pop, but just could not escape the right field wall. So Cardoso will lead things off with a fly out to right field. Joey Bramonti, the new batter, Patrick Connor, the new batter. Connor 0 for 2, reaching on an air and flying out to center field. First pitch, check swing, will be called a strike anyway for strike number 1. Evens the count at 1 apiece. Ull has only walked 3 batters in 6 appearances so far, has not walked a batter yet today. 1-2 as a pitch called a strike. The 1-2, high and inside. Connor ducks out of the way at that one and will take a trip outside the batter's box. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ull winds up and deals on the 2-2. Kicks up some chalk from the left-handed batter's box, and the count will run full 3-2. The payoff pitch coming from Carson Ull to Patrick Connor. The windup and deal swung on and fouled to the third base side, picked up by the third base coach for the Trappers and Coach Jamie. Count will remain full, and we'll do it again. Ole climbs the hill, takes a deep breath, rejects the first sign. Will now wind up and deal on the 3-2. Popped up foul, hitting off and heading back into the crowd, and we'll do it once more. Count remains full in a battle between Carson Ole and Patrick Connor. The Grand Canyon Lope against the SEMO Red Hawk. Called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Connor not happy with it, Connor, the Central Missouri Mule. So a strikeout looking. It will be strikeout number 7 of the day for Carson Ole. It brings up Eric Mast. He's 0 for 2 today after reaching on a fielder's choice and striking out looking. First pitch from Ole, chopped foul. It looked foul, but it was taking some wacky curves and almost hopped fair. I've never seen a ball act like that going down the line. So in 0-1, the ball was zigzagging up the third baseline before eventually hooking foul. So 0-1. Bottom of the 5th. 2 away in the inning after Cardoso flew out and Connor struck out. Called strike will go for strike number 2. So now 0-2. Mast calling for time, staring down the home plate umpire. So now an 0-2. The windup and pitch fouled off the catcher's helmet, dings off of Davis's dome. Oh, 2. So the bottom of the 5th. 9-4 Pioneers. 0-2 runs inside. That will hit Eric Mast. First free pass of the ball game, given as it will bring up Colin Adams. So Adams, the power bat for the Trappers. He leads the team in home runs with 5. A shot here would make it a 3-run ball game, which would be the closest the Trappers have gotten so far today. The Trappers have made it a 4-run ball game twice. Pioneers have put up a run to make it a 5-run ball game, and that's where we've been most of today. First pitch swinging, line drive down the left field line. The outfield was shifted as Zerfus wasn't there. At third and stopping at third base will be Eric Mast, and a 2-out double for Colin Adams. He has half of the cycle, a single and a double. Advancing over to third is Eric Mast. Nobody across as it brings up Ty Stoss. Stoss 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout looking. Pioneers 9-4, but a base hit would change that. First pitch from Ole will go inside for a ball. One ball, no strikes. 9-4, bottom of the 5th. Pioneers also lead the hit category by 3. Ground ball straight back to Ole. He shows the ball to Stoss before flipping it on over to first base. A 1-3 ground out, some chirping from the Trappers dugout to their pitcher Ole, who seemed to have been taunting Ty Stoss as he threw it on over to first. The umpires will try to break it up as it ends the 5th inning. Trappers will leave 2 runners on. End of the 5th inning. It's the Pioneers 9 and the Trappers 4.
When it comes to clothing in the capital area, Total Beauty and Speedway Laundry have you covered. Speedway Laundry offers the fastest way to clean clothes, with free Wi-Fi offered while you wait. Next door, family-owned and operated Total Beauty has a constantly changing inventory of top-quality clothing. Check out the newest lines in clothing by giving Total Beauty and Speedway Laundry a visit at 111 First Street in Fort Pierre.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories with family, friends, and your community is just a way of life. Yes, in times like these, it's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Top of the 6th inning. Some heated moments before we went away, as it seemed like Nick McCullum from the Trappers dugout was screaming at Carson Ull for taunting Ty Stoss on the ground out. The second that Ull picked up the baseball, he showed it and seemingly smirked at Ty Stoss before firing it onto first base, and that did not make the Pierre Trappers very happy. Umpires had a conversation, and it looks like all is good in the world again as Zerfus, Walden, and McGee will step up to the plate. Mason Torvey still on the mound. Now time will be called as a ball from the Trappers bullpen will make it all the way to behind home plate. And we're ready to go here in the top of the 6th with Alex Zerfus. 1 for 2 today with a solo home run. A fly ball to deep left center field. Mast diving and making the catch. Right in front of that is this your money sign. Well, Mast is saying, give me my money for that diving catch. Out number 1 on a beautiful diving play. Second consecutive out recorded by Eric Mast as we left things in the middle of the 5th off a fly out to center field. It'll bring up JT Walden 0 for 2 today with a fly out and a ground out. First pitch will miss slow for ball number 1. One and 0 with 1 away. Nobody on as the pitch will run inside and hit JT Walden in the back. Looked like a breaking ball, as I highly doubt that was anywhere near intentional. So the hit by pitch will bring up Cade McGee. The first meeting between these two teams, there was no bad blood. That has clearly changed in today's contest. First pitch outside, ball number 1. Nine to 4. Pios lead top 6. Pickoff attempt back to first, but sliding in safely is JT Walden. Throw back to Torvey, gets away, but staying still at first base is Walden. McGee, the current batter, he's 2 for 3 today, a pair of singles and a line out to the shortstop. 1-0, line drive, hit to almost the same spot, maybe a little bit closer to home as Mast reaches up and makes the catch. That's now the 3rd consecutive putout by Eric Mast. Tyler Davis becomes the new batter with 2 away in the inning. Tyler Davis 0 for 3 today. First pitch swinging for strike number 1. Davis reached on a fielder's choice in the first, struck out swinging in the second, and grounded back to the pitcher in the fourth. 0-1 will go low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Nine runs on 8 hits, 2 errors for the Pios. 4 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors for the Trappers. The 1-1 hit into right field, chasing after it is Mass, unable to get it. Williams will reach up. At third base is JT Walden, and a 2-out double for the batter in Tyler Davis. Davis's first base hit of the ballgame. It will drive Walden over to third. Jonathan Simrot becomes the new batter. He is 1 for 2 today with a walk, ground out, and double. We'll try to drive in another Pioneer run and get them into double digits on the night. First pitch will catch strike zone on the inside part of the plate for strike number 1. And 0-1. Torvey the pitch. It's fouled back. Just catching barrel for strike number 2 from Simrot. Carson Ohl, the starting pitcher for the Pioneers. They're trusting to at least go 6 as no action has been seen today from the Pioneer pen. The 0-2, Torvey winds up, and it's a ground ball straight back to the on-deck circle, where making the play is Kellen Rutz. Count remains 0-2 with 2 away to Simrot. Simrot, that two-way player for the Pioneers. Out of San Jose, California, the 0-2. Pop fly in the infield in foul territory. Bramante calls for it, making the catch. A foul out to first base will end the inning. The Pioneers get 2 runners into scoring position, but will have to leave him there as that ends the frame. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th inning when we return, as Bramante, Kim, and Cordes due up for the Trappers.
Hey, it's the old top Gator here with Gators Pizza Pasta Subs in the North Edge Plaza. Gators is known for top quality food. Now you can have our food selections delivered right to your front door using DoorDash. That's right, now you have 4 ways that you can get great Gators food: dine in, carry out, curbside pickup, and now delivery through DoorDash. Gators has been serving the Pierre area and now Trappers baseball fans since 1987. Gators Pizza Pasta Subs in the Northridge Plaza.
Dan-O's Marine is a proud partner of Pierre Trappers Baseball. Located at 320 St. Charles Street, Dan-O's provides service on your boat to get you back out on the water in the dog days of summer. Give them a call at 605-224-6612. That's Dan-O's Marine at 605-224-6612. Any water, any problem, Dan-O's Marine. Back for the bottom of the 6th inning, Joey Bramante leads things off against Carson Ohl. So Joey Bramante, the current batter. Recently, the All-Star teams were announced for the Lewis and Clark division. That will be on July 20th from Casper, Wyoming, as a foul ball on the first pitch will go for strike number 1. Pioneers have 6 players representing the Clark Division. The Trappers have 3. Including for the Pioneers, their current pitcher in Carson Ohl. Strike number 2. As it's swinging for Joey Bramante, 0-2 count. Dalton Frank, Eric Smelko, JT Walden, Carson Ohl, Caden Edwards, and Cade McGee will all be representing the Western Nebraska Pioneers as a pitch will bounce in the dirt from Ohl for ball number 1. Meanwhile, for the Trappers, a shorter list, Colin Adams, Tyler Lubin, and Ryan Cross. So a couple of pitchers and a position player making the All-Star game for Pierre. The 1-2. Foul tip into the glove for strike number 3. It's strikeout number 8 on the ball game for Carson Ohl, showing why he's an all-star. So Andrew Kim will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. The first pitch will catch the strike zone for strike number 1. Unfortunately for the Trappers, Ryan Cross going home to Spokane as a ground ball right back to Ohl. That seems to have been happening a lot. A 1-3 ground out for out number 2 of the inning. In fact, that's the 4th time it's happened today. It'll bring up Braden Cordes, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts, one swinging, one looking. Pios trying to win their 3rd game of the second half of the year and their first game against a Clark Division opponent in the second half as they try to go back-to-back. First pitch called a strike. Pios, winners of the first half of the season. They still lead the overall Clark Division standings as a ground ball heads over to the shortstop, flips it onto first, and Mazzaferro to Simrat will end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Trappers on the 6-3 ground out. We're through 6 complete. It's the Pioneers 9 and the Trappers 4. Due up for the Pioneers when we come back in the top of the 7th, Kellen Rutz, Jared Mazzaferro, and the leadoff batter in Eric Smelko. We'll be back for inning number 7 on the Pierre Trappers YouTube and Mixler live streams. Wow, Shell's Quick Stop is the place to go for a variety of food, drinks, fishing tackle, and more. Hungry? Come on down for breakfast pizza, burritos, biscuits and gravy, soup, salad, and wraps. Thirsty? Try their hot and cold espresso drinks, lattes, frappuccinos, and milkshakes from the drive-up window. Heading down to the water? Stop by to pick up minnows, crawlers, and leeches to secure the big bites. All of it's down at Shell's at 621 West Sioux Avenue.
The Governor's Inn is the exclusive motel partner of the Pierre Trappers. Check out the special Trappers rate for your visit to Pierre and Hyde Stadium this summer. Call 605-224-4200 directly to get the Trappers rate. With free wireless internet, a deluxe breakfast, and an indoor pool and hot tub, there's no reason not to stop at the Governor's Inn.
New pitcher for the Pierre Trappers. It will be number 7, and Gannon Ruckman coming in for relief of Mason Torvey. Torvey having a decent day overall, but now it's Ruckman's turn to hurl the baseball. Gannon Ruckman, the left-handed pitcher out of Freeport, Illinois, the Central Methodist Eagle in 6 appearances this season, has a 12.91 ERA. In 7 2/3 innings pitched, has allowed 10 hits, 12 runs, all but one of them earned, walking 17 and striking out 8. Last appeared in the series against the Souris Valley Saberdogs as he leads things off against Kellen Rutz. First pitch outside, ball 1. So a total of 6 innings complete by Torvey. Ground ball to the second baseman. Stoss unable to get it, and it's a leadoff base hit for Kellen Rutz against Ruckman. Rutz now 2 legs shy of the cycle. He needs a double and a home run. 10th base hit of the ball game for the Pios. Mazzaferro is 2 for 3 today after singling twice and popping out to the first baseman. First pitch swung on and missed for strike number 1 as the on-deck batter Eric Smelko gets into our shot on the third baseline. Mazzaferro out of San Jose, California, playing for the Alone Junior College Renegades. The 0-1 runs inside and will hit Mazzaferro in the back. So a hit by pitch will put 2 runners aboard. Eric Smelko will be the new batter. He extended his 18-game hitting streak to 19 back in the 3rd inning. Walked in the 1st, hit a sacrifice fly in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, and grounded out in the 5th. Has a big opportunity with 2 runners on here in the top of the 7th. First pitch from Ruckman is a off-speed pitch high for ball number 1. Ruckman has struggled with control so far this season. It is a 2-to-1 ratio in terms of walks to strikeouts, 17 walks and 8 strikeouts. His last appearance in Game 3 against the Saberdogs, pitched 1 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 base hit, no runs, walking 2, striking out 1. So now the second pitch will be a breaking ball, off-speed pitch, almost the same pitch. That time missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes, and now Adams will talk to Ruckman. Mason Torvey, a relief pitcher in relief of Brendan Perez, who could not record an out. Torvey came in, recorded 6 innings pitched, allowed 8 base hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, walking 1 and striking out 4. So Gannon Ruckman becomes the new pitcher. 2 balls, no strikes. The meeting at the mound is over between Adams and Ruckman. The windup and pitch on the 2-0 catches strikes on outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. One more update from the Stanley Cup Finals. End of the second period, still 1-0 Tampa Bay. 2-1, check over at the runner at second base. Ruckman kicks and fires on the 2-1, low and away for ball number 3. And a hitter's count now to the leadoff batter, Smilko. 3 balls, 1 strike, in danger of putting the bases loaded on 3 different methods: a single, a hit by pitch, and a walk. Both runners go on the 3-1. It bounces in the dirt. Sliding into third is Rutz, but he will get his jersey dirty for no reason, as Smelko will take the free pass. Rutz gets to third. Mazzaferro to second. Bases are loaded for Jack Wagner. So Wagner today 0 for 3, including a walk, struck out twice and flew out to center field. First pitch high and tight from Ruckman for ball number 1. No action in the Trappers bullpen, and the Trappers fans getting deja vu from that first inning. 1 ball, no strikes, bases are loaded. The pitch high for ball 2. And it seems like so far today, the only Trapper able to throw strikes has been Mason Torvey, as now Parker Lewis walks down to the bullpen. Two balls, no strikes. A pitch inside, ducking out of the way was Wagner, but it will be called a strike. Wagner will have a conversation, almost pointing out with his feet where he's kicking up some dirt where that ball was. And he's kicking that dirt up inside the batter's box. Time called by Adams. Trappers have 5 more games this homestand. 4 more games after tonight. Check swing, appeal down. They say he did 2-2 the new count. The Trappers play the Pioneers again tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch, Central Time, here from Hyde Stadium. Then the Pios return home to take on the Badlands Big Sticks, July 9th, 10th, and 11th. Swing and a miss on the pitch in the dirt. Picked up, and it's a foul ball. Just getting a piece of it to stay alive was Jack Wagner. Count remains 2-2 with the bases still loaded, nobody out in the inning. Pioneers likely to put up their 10th run of the ball game here in this frame. 2-2 runs inside, hitting Jack Wagner. That will drive in another run, as all 4 batters faced by Gannon Ruckman have reached. Pioneers put up their 10th run of the ball game. Second time a batter's been hit, as now Montario May will come out to talk to his pitcher. Advancing to second base is Eric Smelko. Getting to third is Jared Mazzaferro. In to score is Kellen Rutz. First Pioneer run since the 5th. It's just going to be Adams, May, and Ruckman on the mound, as Lewis warms up with Tyler Skelton in the bullpen. Matt Beaver comes out to break up the meeting on the mound. So May will go back to the dugout. Adams gives a few words to Zerfus as he steps back into the box. He's 1 for 3 today, a solo home run and a pair of flyouts. Zerfus, the left fielder for the Pios today. First pitch from Ruckman, swung on and hit to right field. Chasing after it is Williams. Towards the foul line, will reach up, diving to make the catch. But coming in to score, the throw down will not be in time. A sacrifice fly to center, to right. So that makes it 11-4 after the sacrifice fly. Ruckman has come in and allowed 2 runs. The first multi-run inning since the first for either team. So it will drive in Jared Mazzaferro over from third to make it an 11-4 ball game. Both runners elsewhere stay at first and second. Wagner at first, Smelko at second base. New batter is JT Walden, who's 0 for 2 today. First pitch catches strike zone for strike number 1. Walden has walked and was hit by a pitch. Other than that, flew out and grounded out. So now an 0-1. Ruckman sets and deals on a pitch on the inside part of the plate, called a strike for strike number 2. So now an 0-2. Runners at first and second, the pitch by Ruckman. Low and inside. Ducking his ankles out of the way was Walden. Count will run to 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. The windup and pitch, a swing and a miss, called strike 3 swinging. First strikeout of the ballgame for Gannon Ruckman. As Walden goes down on strikes for the first time tonight, it's out number 2. So with 2 away and runners on first and second, it will bring up Cade McGee. McGee today, 2 for 4. Pair of singles, a line out and a fly out. Fly ball to deep left field. Watching this one is Kim, but will reach up and make the catch for out number 3. McGee put a ride into that one, but it will die into the hands of Andrew Kim. Out number 3, 7th inning stretch. Pios add 2. It's 11-4, Western Nebraska. Trappers will look to come back. They're down by 7 once more, but they've chipped away at a 7-run deficit earlier this ballgame. The 9-1-2 and Williams, Cardoso, and Connor due up for the Trappers when we come back.
Total Beauty and Speedway Laundry are your homes for everything clothing in the capital area. Since 2010, Total Beauty has offered great customer service and competitive prices. Next door at Speedway Laundry, they have you covered for a fast, convenient way to wash and dry your clothes and other household items, including king-size comforters. Visit them at 111 First Street in Fort Pierre.
You don't need an illness to need a doctor. You don't need to feel sick to feel better. You don't need to be unwell to get well. What you do need is a primary care provider at Sanford Health. Better healthcare starts with regular wellness visits and a familiar face who knows you, your concerns, and your goals. We're here before you need us. We're here when you need us. We're here after you need us. We're here for you. Find your primary care provider at sanfordhealth.org today.
Bottom of the 7th, and the Trappers thankful that Carson Ohl has been driven from this ballgame. After 6 complete innings, they will look to Jack Lewis Miller, number 12, the new pitcher for the Western Nebraska Pioneers, the sophomore out of Los Gatos, California. Playing for the Cuesta College Cougars in 9 appearances, making his 10th appearance today. Has a 1-0 record with a save. Has an ERA of 4.80 in 15 innings pitched, has allowed 15 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned. Has walked 11, striking out 22. So a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio as the first pitch to Williams catches strike zone for strike number 1. Big swing and a miss for strike number 2. Williams has grounded out twice, both times to the pitcher. Both times it was Carson Ohl. This is his first time taking on a new pitcher in Jack Lewis Miller. Big swing and a miss as Williams will strike out on 3 pitches. So the top of the order comes up as it brings up Caden Cardoso. Caden Cardoso today is 1 for 3. Doubled, reached on an air, and flew out to right. Jack Lewis Miller, a ground ball right back to him as he flips it onto first. First pitch swinging and an out, a 1-3 ground out. The 5th such occurrence on the Pierre Trappers today. on what usually is a somewhat rare groundout has been happening a lot tonight. It brings up Patrick Connor. Connor is 0 for 3, reaching on an air, flying out and striking out looking. Jack Lewis Miller got into the ballgame back on May 28th after Rylan Arnold only lasted 1 inning in the first ever meeting this season between the Trappers and Pioneers. Pitch will go for a ball inside. Lewis Miller pitched 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed, walking 3 and striking out 5. The 1-0 bounces in the dirt for ball 2. 11 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors for the Pioneers. 4 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for the Trappers. A pitch will go low, and all of a sudden it's a 3-0 count to Patrick Connor against Jack Lewis Miller. The right-handed pitcher matches the right-handed pitcher, and a called strike will put the count to 3-1. Does not faze Patrick Connor, as I think he was taking a pitch regardless if it was a meatball right down the middle. That one called a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And now Connor a bit frustrated as he steps back in with a full count. Jack Lewis Miller last appearing on July 2nd against Canyon County. Ground ball up the middle. That gets through for a base hit. So Patrick Connor wins that battle against the new pitcher. A 2-out single. It will bring up Eric Mast, who today is 0 for 2, reaching on a fielder's choice and striking out looking. He was also hit by a pitch for his 3rd plate appearance. So Mast will bat with a runner at first base. But for Jack Lewis Miller, his last appearance on July 2nd against the Spuds, pitched 2 innings, allowing 2 hits, 1 run, walked 1, struck out 1. First pitch swinging on a foul ball deep down the left field line. Straighten that one out a little bit more, and it has a chance to graze the left field foul pole. Now an 0-1. Mast still looking for his first base hit of the ballgame. The pitch, a swing and a miss for strike number 2. Very quick first 2 outs of the inning as Richie Williams struck out on 3 pitches. Cardoso grounded out first pitch swinging. Connor worked a full count before singling, and now an 0-2 count against Eric Mast. A pitch that will run inside to hit Eric Mast, and now time will be called, saying that it did not hit him. Seemed obvious to most, as Mast will grab the bat back from the bat boy and step into the batter's box with a 1-2 count. As it was not a hit by pitch, it's a live ball, so Patrick Connor technically stealing second base. The 1-2 on a pitch high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. First time this season that the Trappers have had a hit by pitch called back. On an even count, 2-2, bottom of the 7th, 2 away, runner at second base. The windup and pitch by Jack Lewis Miller. It's a line drive hit into center field. Smelko has a read. Shuffles over to his right to make the catch. So a fly out to center field will end this half of the inning. We're through 7 complete. It's been all Pioneers so far. They lead 11-4. They've led since the 4th batter of this ball game and haven't looked back. We'll head to the 8th. It will be McGee, Davis, and Simrot due up for the Pios when we come into the 8th inning. 11-4, Western Nebraska in front. Trappers fans, summer is here. Get your boat back in shape with a visit to Dano's Marine. Dano's Marine will get you back out on the water this summer with excellent service and years of experience. Give them a call at 605-224-6612 or visit them at 320 St. Charles Street in Pierre. Any water, any problem, Dano's Marine. Join the Shell's loyalty program and never pay full price for gas again. Shell's loyalty members also get monthly specials for increased savings. Shell's doesn't just fill up your tank, but it also fills up your stomach with a variety of food and drinks. Become a loyalty club member today by visiting Shell's at 621 Sioux Avenue or give them a call at 605-224-6266. Back for the top of the eighth, a few sponsors we'd like to thank before we begin things here in the eighth inning, including Cowboy Country Stores, Foster's Rentals, Gateway Ford Lincoln Toyota, Hero Gym, Capital City Wine and Spirits, Big Tom's Diner, and Black Hills Federal Credit Union. Thanks for your continued support of Trappers Baseball. Tyler Davis leads things off. So the first pitch will miss high. Gannon Ruckman returns to the mound. So now a 1-0 count. The pitch from Ruckman will run high and inside for ball number 2. Tyler Davis, the current batter for the Pioneers, the Fresno State Bulldog that calls Fresno, California, his hometown. Has 22 base hits. Make that 23 base hits with 5 doubles and 3 home runs. Pitch will go high for ball 3. Pioneers, 11 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors. Trappers, 4 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors. The 3-0. Ruckman winds up and deals on a line drive. Back to center field. That one drops in front of Eric Mast, and a leadoff base hit will lead things off here in the 8th. Second base hit of the game for Tyler Davis. He's now 2 for 5 on the day. Jonathan Simrot is 1 for 3. Walked, grounded out, doubled, and popped out. Will face off against Gannon Ruckman as the final Pioneer batter to face Ruckman. Broken bat as some shards will hit in front of the clay. It's a swing and strike number 1. Foul tip as Adams picks up a piece of wood. Doesn't really know what to do with it as he'll take it back to his dugout. So the Pioneers will be 1 bat short heading into tomorrow's game. Oh, 1. Runner stands at first base in Tyler Davis. Simrot led off the 5th inning with a double. The 0-1. Ruckman looks into Simrot. Fires and pitch misses for ball number 1. Evens the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Simrot, the Kansas Jayhawk that calls San Jose, California, his hometown. So 1-1, pitch outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2-1. Davis at first. The windup and pitch by Ruckman. Foul ball heading back towards the press box. and will miss the structure entirely as the count will run to 2-2. Evens the count. Pioneers lead by 7. This is the first game between the two in which one team has led for the entire length. 2-2 will miss slow. The count will run now full to Jonathan Simrot. The first game, the Trappers and Pioneers were close throughout, but the Pioneers putting up 11 in the final 3 innings. The second game, the Trappers scored 3 runs in the 8th inning as a walk on a full count. We'll put runners at first and second with nobody out. But the Trappers put up 3 in the 8th to win that ball game 4-3. Kellen Rutz, the new batter, 2 legs away from the cycle as he is tripled and singled today. Other than that, reached on an error and struck out. First pitch catches strike zone on the inside part of the plate for strike number 1. Still nobody retired here in the 8th. Attendance of 603 spectators, one of the bigger crowds we've seen from Hyde Stadium. 0-1, big swing and a miss as Rutz swings out of his stance. Biggest crowd, I believe, if I look back in my notes, since opening night for the Trappers. Check swing will miss for ball number 1, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. Western Nebraska, the attendance leaders this season, has called strike 3 inside, jogging back, and he knew it was Kellen Rutz. Second strikeout of the ball game for Gannon Ruckman. 6th strikeout for the Trappers today. It'll bring up Jaron Mazzaferro, 2 for 3 today, as once again, almost on cue, Eric Smelko steps into our shot on the third base side. First pitch swinging for strike number 1. So runners at first and second with now 1 away after the strikeout here in the top of the 8th. An 0-1 count. These two teams return tomorrow as a foul ball will head out of play for strike number 2. 7:05 Central Time. For those of you watching from Western Nebraska, 6:05 Mountain Time. First pitch tomorrow between the Pios and the Trappers. Due to the rain out yesterday, a doubleheader coming up between the Pioneers and the Trappers. Not this series, but the next one at the end of the month. 0-2 will miss slow. Count will run to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2. With the base hit earlier this inning, the Pioneers matching their runs with their base hit total. 1-2 will go high, evening the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes to the 9-hole batter in Mazzaferro. Mazzaferro came into today's game batting .350. That will rise as he's 2 for 3 today. Even if he does not get on, still batting .500 on the day, 2 for 4. But would certainly love to go 3 for 4. 2-2 fouled back. Count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a 2-2 to Jaron Mazzaferro, 1 away in the inning. Double play is in effect. Ruckman sets, checks over at second. Runner goes. The throw down by Adams is going to be not in time. A stolen bag, the first by either side today. No, the first by the Pioneers today. Last inning, Patrick Connor swiping second base on what everyone thought was a hit by pitch. Be now a full count to Jared Mazzaferro. Payoff inside, a check swing will be called strike number 3. So Mazzaferro goes down swinging. Thought it ran in and hit him, but he did go around, so it's strike number 3. Two away in the inning as the top of the order will come up. Jared Smelko, who is 1 for 2 today, a single and a ground out, walked twice and hit a sacrifice fly. First pitch by Ruckman, another shattered bat. Ground ball over to third, the flip onto third. First base is in time. Cordes to Bramante, a 5-3 ground out. 2 broken bats in the inning for the Pioneers. Middle of the 8th. Trappers will look to chip away at a 7-run deficit when we return for the bottom of the 8th. It will be Adams, Stoss, and Bramante 2 up.
The Pierre Trappers are proud to partner with the Governor's Inn, the exclusive motel partner of the Pierre Trappers. Call 605-224-4200 for a special Trappers rate when you visit Pierre and Hyde Stadium. Whether you're coming for the best hunting, fishing, and outdoor recreation in the Midwest, just passing through, or coming out to the ballpark, the Governor's Inn is the place for you. When it comes to clothing in the capital area, Total Beauty and Speedway Laundry have you covered. Speedway Laundry offers the fastest way to clean clothes, with free Wi-Fi offered while you wait. Next door, family-owned and operated Total Beauty has a constantly changing inventory of top-quality clothing. Check out the newest lines in clothing by giving Total Beauty and Speedway Laundry a visit at 111 First Street in Fort Pierre.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Jack Lewis Miller returns to the mound for Western Nebraska as he takes on the 4-5-6 part of the batting order in Adams, Stoss, and Bramante. As the Wheelhouse Plumbing toilet paper toss wraps up here from Hyde Stadium. Colin Adams, 2 for 3 today, a single and a double. He also struck out swinging back in the 3rd. Trappers will look ahead after tomorrow's game against the Pioneers to a 3-game weekend series with the Hastings Sodbusters. Originally scheduled as a 3-game series, it has turned into a 4-game series after May 27th game, was rained out. So Saturday's game will play 2, called strike. Evens the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. So Friday, 1 against the Sodbusters. Saturday, 2. And Sunday, back to a series finale as a foul ball will go for strike number 2. Action is going in the Trappers bullpen. Unable to tell who that is right now. The pitch will miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It looks like a pitcher in the 20s, but Can't tell anything else other than that. And I just remembered that a couple innings ago, Parker Lewis went down. He wears number 26. Mystery solved. Parker Lewis in the bullpen for the Trappers. Big swing and a miss as Adams will go down on strikes for the second time tonight. Second strikeout for Jack Lewis Miller. Ty Stoss becomes the new batter. He's 1 for 3 today with a double strikeout and a ground out back to the pitcher. So one away. Stoss, the new batter against Jack Lewis Miller. The first pitch runs high and inside for ball number 1. Jack Lewis Miller came in for relief, started the 7th inning for Carson Ohl, the starting pitcher. Pitch outside for ball 2. Ohl went 6 complete innings, allowing 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Did not allow a walk, striking out 8. The 2-0. Pop fly over to the left side towards the Pioneer dugout, but that one will head onto the berm just above it, where a few kids chase after a souvenir. Update from the Stanley Cup Finals. 6.5 minutes to go from the Amalie Arena. Tampa Bay leading 1-0 over the Montreal Canadiens. Getting close to back-to-back Cup titles. Ground ball. That's a fair ball down the right field line. Rounding first, just getting to it is Wagner. Stoss will head over for third. The throw down to third will not be in time and offline. And it's a 1-out triple for Ty Stoss. He's got the 2 hardest parts of a cycle down. Unfortunately for him, it's the only 2 base hits he has. He has a double and a triple tonight. It will bring up Joey Bramonte. Bramonte knows something about putting some balls into gaps. He hit a home run earlier tonight. Bramonte with a few extra base hits this year. 2 doubles, 4 home runs. First pitch runs inside for called strike number 1. So Stoss maybe giving the injection of energy into the Trappers dugout. 0-1 will run high, evening the count from Jack Lewis Miller. 1 ball and 1 strike. Now a high fly ball. That one's hit deep to center field. Chasing back is Smilko. At the track will make the catch, but it is deep enough to score Stoss. Most of the crowd thought it was gone, but it will die just before dead center field. So a sac fly will bring in the 5th run of the ball game for the Trappers. Thought it was almost 2 in a single game for Joey Bramonte. So another run comes in to score off the sacrifice fly to center field for the 2nd out of the inning. First pitch to Andrew Kim is in there for a strike. Now nobody on, as a fly ball hit down the left field line, foul for strike 2. So now an 0-2. Big opportunity as a check swing. Say he went around. So called strike number 3. Say he went around, so Kim will strike out looking. Strikeout number 3 for Jack Lewis Miller, and we'll leave it there at the end of the 8th inning. We'll head to the 9th. as Jack Wagner, Alex Surface, and JT Walden will lead things off in the ninth as the Pioneers look to add a few more insurance runs to cushion that 6-run lead. We'll be back for the top of the ninth when we come back.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories with family, friends, and your community is just a way of life. Yes, in times like these, it's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Back for the top of the ninth inning. Parker Lewis on the mound for the Pierre Trappers. Parker Lewis this season in 9 appearances has an 0-2 record with a 10.80 ERA. In 13 1/3 innings pitched has allowed 17 hits, 19 runs, 6 of them earned. 19 walks and 7 strikeouts. His last appearance on July 3rd against the Sunfish. Pitched 2 complete innings. Allowed 1 base hit, 2 runs to score, both of them earned, walking 4 and striking out 1. He'll have to take on Jack Wagner, Alex Surface, and JT Walden. So the first pitch will miss from Parker Lewis to Jack Wagner for ball number 1. First time that Lewis has laid eyes on the Pioneers, as he wasn't here for the first series. A big swing and a miss will even the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. The Lightning 3 minutes away from back-to-back Stanley Cup titles. 1-1 as a pitch will bounce in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike. So now the 2-1 from Parker Lewis to Jack Wagner, the right fielder. Lewis toes the rubber, kicks and fires the 2-2. Fly ball into center field. Mast and Williams both come under it. It will be Richie Williams making the catch out in right field. So the fly out to right. So Wagner flies out for out number 1. It will bring up Alex Surface, who's 1 for 3 today. Walk, home run, fly out to left, fly out to center, and a sacrifice fly to right. Has completed the trifecta of flyouts to the outfield, 1 to each position. First pitch from Lewis, a breaking ball that catches strike zone for strike number 1. So an 0-1, Lewis trying to keep the Pioneer lead at 6 to give his team the best chance in the bottom of the ninth. No balls, 2 strikes after another breaking ball catches the zone. Other update from the Stanley Cup Finals. Carey Price of the Canadiens has been pulled from the net, an empty net for Montreal. Fly ball to right field. Williams unable to get there as that's going to drop for a fair ball. Rounding first and heading for second is Zerfus. He will stop at second with no one covering. A stand-up double with 1 away. Second base hit of the night after the home run for Zerfus. So that will bring up JT Walden, the designated hitter, 0 for 3 after walking and being hit by a pitch. Runner at second base after the one-out double by Alex Zerfus. An update from around the Expedition League scoreboard as well. In the top of the ninth, the SaberDogs lead the Big Sticks 10-3. Bottom of the third from Canyon County as a pitch will miss, ball 1. Tommyknockers and Spuds tied at 0. The Fremont Moo have been absolutely dominating the Hastings Sodbusters. It is currently 17-1 Fremont in the bottom of the 7th. Pop fly in foul territory. Adams unable to get to it as it will crash in foul territory for strike number 1. And finally, from Black Hills Energy Stadium, with the Horseheads and Sasquatch tied at 5, that game has been suspended due to rain. Assume they will pick that up tomorrow before going on with their normally scheduled game. 1-1, a big cut and a miss by JT Walden. He falls behind in the count to Lewis, 1-2. One of the bigger crowds we've seen this season from Hyde Stadium. The 1-2 will be chopped foul yet again, hitting into the screen. Keeps the count at 1-2. Mostly due to the Farmers Union Insurance Jersey Giveaway Night. The gold uniforms that bear the number 21 on the back. It was joked around between the interns and the team that it was Jacob Newman Jersey Night, since he wears number 21 for the Trappers. A swing and a miss. Foul tip. Excuse me, will keep the count at 1-2. Became somewhat of a running joke that it was Jacob Newman Jersey Night, but in fact it's just for 2021. Fly ball, deep right field. This one will leave the yard, the second one to leave to right field. A home run for JT Walden makes it 13-5. A big home run for Walden. And it will be his second home run of the season, as the Pioneers just keep scoring, and their largest lead of the night at 8 runs. Comes here in the top of the ninth, some insurance for the Pios. 13-5 as Walden, a 2-run home run and the first home run of the night. As a pitch called a strike for strike number 1, the first home run of the night. That is more than a solo shot. First pitch a strike to Cade McGee. McGee 1 for 5. 2 for 5, excuse me. 0-1 will go high to even the count at 1-1. McGee, the native of Tucson, Arizona, attends Gonzaga, playing for the Bulldogs. 0-1, that one's hit deep to right field. That one will go into foul territory and out of play for strike number 2. An update from the Amalie Arena, and a champion is crowned as a foul ball is back. In 5 games, the Tampa Bay Lightning have defeated the Montreal Canadiens and get to celebrate on home ice. They go back-to-back, lifting the Stanley Cup. Big swing and a miss. That's strike number 3. Strike 3 swinging, first strikeout, as the night train moves across the right field wall. It'll bring up Tyler Davis. One funny thing about JT Walden's home run is that it also drove in Alex Zerfus, who hit the home run for the Pios earlier, as the train horn blares passing over the right field wall. Pitch will miss the strike zone for ball number 1. Trappers got used to this while in Minot, trained past almost every single game. 1-0 will catch the zone, 1-1. Okay, now this horn's just getting excessive. I swear, this thing's been going for at least a minute. Finally stops. 1-1. That one's ripped to right field. Hooking foul for strike 2. And there it goes again. So the 1-2. Ground ball over to the second baseman. Stoss can't get to it. And it will be a 2-out single for Tyler Davis. His third base hit of the night. He will improve to 3 for 6 on the day. And 3 consecutive at-bats with a base hit as well. It brings up Jonathan Simrot. Simrot 1 for 3 with a double. Was also walked twice. First pitch will miss for ball 1. "13 runs on 14 hits. 2 errors committed by the Pios. 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Pierre Trappers. Pitch misses down the heart of the plate. 2 balls, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. Tyler Davis stands at first. The 2-0. That one's ripped to center field, but Eric Mast has a read. Will reach up and make the catch for out number 3. Trappers have a little bit more work to do than they did at the top half of the inning. They'll have to come back by a deficit of 8 runs in order to at least force extra innings and have a chance in this ballgame. I'll be back for the bottom of the 9th. Cordes, Williams, and Cardoso due up for the Trappers when we come back. Wow, Shell's Quick Stop is the place to go for a variety of food, drinks, fishing tackle, and more. Hungry? Come on down for breakfast pizza, burritos, biscuits and gravy, soup, salad, and wraps. Thirsty? Try their hot and cold espresso drinks, lattes, frappuccinos, and milkshakes from the drive-up window. Heading down to the water? Stop by to pick up minnows, crawlers, and leeches to secure the big bites. All of it's down at Shell's at 621 West Sioux Avenue.
The Governor's Inn is the exclusive motel partner of the Pierre Trappers. Check out the special Trappers rate for your visit to Pierre and Hyde Stadium this summer. Call 605-224-4200 directly to get the Trappers rate. With free wireless internet, a deluxe breakfast, and an indoor pool and hot tub, there's no reason not to stop at the Governor's Inn.
Back for the bottom of the 9th inning, a new pitcher for the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Ryan Reynolds comes into the ballgame. Best known for playing in Detective Pikachu, Deadpool, and oh wait, that's the wrong Ryan Reynolds. This one's a pitcher, redshirt freshman out of Cal State Bakersfield, playing for the Roadrunners. Reynolds in 4 appearances. has an 11.25 ERA in 4 innings pitched, has allowed 4 hits, 5 runs, 6 walks, and 8 strikeouts. He'll take on Braden Cordes as the first batter he faces. First pitch will go high for ball number 1. As another pitch by Reynolds will be a called strike for strike number 1. Reynolds comes in for relief of Jack Lewis Miller. Lewis Miller in 2 innings pitched, allowed 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Did not walk a batter, striking out 3 as a foul ball will head down the right field line for strike 2. Parker Lewis came in for the 9th inning for the Pierre Trappers. His counterpart for the Pios is Ryan Reynolds. So now the 1-2 inside, barely missing the belt of Braden Cordes. The count will remain even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lewis came in for relief of Gannon Ruckman. Ruckman himself pitched 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, walking 2 and striking out 3. Count will be a ball and run the count full to Braden Cordes. Richie Williams stands on deck, Caden Cardoso in the hole. Current tying run is represented by Joey Bramante, 8 batters away. Ground ball to the left side will get through past Mazzaferro into left for Zerfis. A leadoff single for Braden Cordes. First base hit for Cordes as it will bring up the 0 for 3. Richie Williams trying to break his hitless streak with a base hit in the bottom of the 9th. Williams grounded out twice to Carson Ohl in his only 2 appearances against Ohl. Against Jack Lewis Miller, struck out, will now face a new pitcher in Ryan Reynolds. Called strike on the fastball for strike number 1. A reminder that these 2 teams will return to play each other here from Hyde Stadium tomorrow, 7:05 Central, 6:05 Mountain. 0-1 inside. Count will run even to 1 ball and 1 strike. So a 1-1 runner stands at first base in Braden Cordes. Pioneers 13, Trappers 5, bottom of the 9th. Pitch will go low, 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike now to Williams. Two-one, well high and inside, near the chin of Richie Williams. 3-1 the count. Standing on deck is Caden Cardoso. A walk would put runners at first and second for the Trappers DH. Reynolds will try to work himself back into the count. 3-1, swing and a miss, and that's exactly what he needed. 3-2. Count goes full to the right fielder, Williams. Richie Williams, the native of Georgetown, Massachusetts, likes to go by Richie as he will draw a walk on the full count and put 2 runners aboard. Caden Cardoso, the new batter, but Richie Williams likes to go by Richie. Full legal name, Richard Williams, plays for the Maine Black Bears. He stands at first base right now for the Trappers. Caden Cardoso, the Minot State Beaver out of Abbotsford, British Columbia. As a foul ball will head into the screen for strike number 1. He'll be slightly disappointed to hear that it will remain 1993, the last time a Canadian team lifted the Stanley Cup, as the pitch goes high and outside for ball 1. So a 1-1 count. Pitch on the inside part of the plate. First strike, number 2. Cardoso behind in the count. He has one base hit today. It was all the way back in the first inning. It was a double. He came around to score off a Colin Adams RBI single. Since then, reached on an error, flew out and grounded out. 1-2, foul ball will head back into the screen. Cardoso will take a short walk, maybe 10% of the way down the first baseline before retreating back to the left-handed batter's box. 2 hours, 59 minutes, the current game time, under 60 seconds away from that 3-hour mark. One, two, well high and outside. Easy call for Cardoso to lay off that one, 2-2. As a foul ball back into the screen, keeps the count at 2-2. And one more update as Andrei Vasilevsky, the goalkeeper for the Tampa Bay Lightning, will win the Conn Smythe Trophy, which is the NHL Stanley Cup Finals version of the MVP award of the final series. Of course, a shutout in the game-clinching victory. Check swing, appeal down, no swing, and the count will go full to 3-2. The crowd was groaning almost as if they were anticipating a strike call, as we saw earlier in the ball game. Full count. The payoff pitch, high and outside. That's ball number 4. And so now all of a sudden, with nobody out in the bottom of the ninth, the bases will be loaded. Walk number 2 surrendered by Reynolds. Advancing to second will be Richie Williams. Advancing to third is Braden Cordes for Patrick Connor. Connor 1 for 4, reached on an error, flew out, struck out, and singled. Bases are loaded. A single and a pair of walks have loaded the bases for the Trappers, and a home run here by Patrick Connor would make this another 4-run ball game. 2-possession game as the pitch will miss for ball 1. Ground ball over to third. That gets through the left field side. In to score is Cordes. Williams comes home. The throw down is in time for the out. Williams tried to be a little bit too aggressive. Patrick Connor with the RBI single makes it 13-6. And might have been the smarter play to hold up, as there's one away in the inning. Connor will advance to second on the throw. Cardoso gets to second on the play, third on the throw. Cordes comes in on the play. Williams advances to third and is out at home on the throw. So runners at second and third with one away for Eric Mast. First pitch will be called a strike. One away. One is in the score for the Trappers, making it a 13-6 ball game. Big swing and a miss by number 6 in Eric Mast. Now a comeback of this proportion is not unprecedented. In fact, we just passed the anniversary as a foul ball will bounce behind the plate for an 0-2 of the 9-run ninth inning that the Colorado Rockies had to beat the Cardinals. That was back on July 6th, so yesterday, 11 years ago, back in 2010, as a pitch will miss for ball one. So the Trappers trying to maybe honor a little bit of Major League history with a comeback of their own. A ground ball right back to the pitcher. Now caught in a rundown is Cardoso, tagged by Reynolds. Stepping out of the base paths, he's out. As Mast will reach on a fielder's choice. So it will bring up Colin Adams. Adams is 2 for 4 today with a single and a double. Pair of strikeouts as well. Runners at first and second. Mast at first, Connor at second. Cardoso again caught being a little bit too aggressive, hopping off third base. Ground ball, this should do it. And no, it won't. As Mazzaferro couldn't control it. It'll be the third error of the ball game on Western Nebraska, make it an E6 on Mazzaferro. Advancing to second base on the play is Eric Mast. Advancing to third, Patrick Connor. Bases are loaded for Ty Stoss, who's 2 for 4 with a double and a triple. His outs was a strikeout looking and a ground out back to the pitcher. So now the first pitch to Stoss from Reynolds will be a fastball down the center of the plate for strike one. (13-6). The 0-1 will go high for ball number one. With 2 away, Trappers facing extremely high odds with no outs to work with. It would pretty much require every single runner getting on with no runners in the field already making mistakes as a strike. And the Trappers now down to their final strike, 13-6. Stoss behind to Reynolds, 1-2. A strike away from the Pios from taking game 1 of 2. The 1-2 on the way. Called strike 3. Stoss can't believe it, as that will end the ball game. First strikeout for Ryan Reynolds. It ends the ball game as Stoss strikes out for the second time tonight. The ninth inning for the Trappers, they put up 1 run on 2 base hits, 1 error committed by the Western Nebraska Pioneers, and they leave the bases loaded. We'll take a short break and be back for the Pierre Trappers post-game show on the Pierre Trappers YouTube and Mixler live streams. We'll be right back as the Pioneers victorious 13-6. We'll be back to wrap this game up when we come back.
You don't need an illness to need a doctor. You don't need to feel sick to feel better. You don't need to be unwell to get well. What you do need is a primary care provider at Sanford Health. Better healthcare starts with regular wellness visits and a familiar face who knows you, your concerns, and your goals. We're here before you need us. We're here when you need us. We're here after you need us. We're here for you. Find your primary care provider at sanfordhealth.org today.
Trappers fans, summer is here. Get your boat back in shape with a visit to Dan-O's Marine. Dan-O's Marine will get you back out on the water this summer with excellent service and years of experience. Give them a call at 605-224-6612 or visit them at 320 St. Charles Street in Pierre. Any water, any problem, Dan-O's Marine. Join the Shell's loyalty program and never pay full price for gas again. Shell's loyalty members also get monthly specials for increased savings. Shell's doesn't just fill up your tank, but it also fills up your stomach with a variety of food and drinks. Become a loyalty club member today by visiting Shell's at 621 Sioux Avenue or give them a call at 605-224-6266. Back for the Pierre Trappers post-game show, the Western Nebraska Pioneers victorious 13-6 in Game 1 of this quick two-game series. They'll have a longer series later, including a doubleheader at the end of the month, but for now, just one more game remains between these two opponents. Pioneers had a 7-run first inning. Brendan Perez simply could not throw strikes, could not make outs. Did not record an out allowed, 5 walks and a hit, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, including a fielder's choice. Taking a look at the other pitchers for the Pierre Trappers, got better, a lot better than Perez, but still struggled throughout as every single pitcher allowed 2 runs. Mason Torvey came in, pitched 6 complete innings. Allowed 8 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned, walked 1, striking out 4. Gannon Ruckman then came into the contest, pitched 2 innings, allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, walked 2, struck out 3. Finally, Parker Lewis came into the ballgame. He pitched 1 inning, allowed 3 base hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, did not walk a batter, striking out 1. Totals for the Trappers pitching staff allowed in 9 innings pitched, allowed 14 base hits, 13 runs, all but 1 of them earned. They walked 8 batters, striking out a total of 8 as well. For the Pioneers pitchers, Carson Ohl, the starting pitcher, came in and dealt 6 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned. No walked batters, striking out 8. Then it was Jack Lewis Miller's turn. He pitched 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, it was earned. Did not walk a batter, striking out 3. Then Ryan Reynolds came in to close the door, pitched 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, a run, it was earned, walked 2, striking out 1. In 9 innings pitched for the Pioneers, they allowed 9 base hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, walking 2 batters, striking out 12. The final line score, the Pioneers scored 13 runs on 14 hits, committed 3 errors, leaving 12 runners on base. The Trappers, 6 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors, and 8 runners left on base. Carson Ohl gets the win, advancing to 5-1 on the season, while Brendan Perez gets the loss, falling to 0-3, with a first pitch time of 7:05 Central and a final out recorded at 10:12. That goes for a game time of 3 hours and 7 minutes. These two teams return tomorrow, 7:05 Central, 6:05 first pitch on both the Pierre Trappers YouTube and Mixler live streams. Be sure to give it a listen. From Hyde Stadium in Pierre, South Dakota, I'm Tyler Katz. Thanks so much for watching and listening. One more time, the Pioneers 13 and the Trappers 6. So long.